Yo, yo, yo. Yo. Is it okay now? Is it good now? Alright, let me go a little bit. Hello. Hello. What is it? Okay, let me go here, right there. This one goes here. Okay, let me try to get that one. By the way, if you're actually here, please hold. I'm currently setting up my stuff. Let's see. It's about here. Okay. No, it's not that one. Okay, there you go for that one. Now, how do you put it from there? Not that one. I think this one. Oh, I can get high. Oh god. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay, that one. Can we try it? Let's see. I'm still setting up my stuff, so don't worry about it. Okay, not that one. What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, it's this one. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, I think I know what's wrong. Okay, maybe not that much. No, further there. Okay, let's go with the position now. There you go. Okay, so we're starting right now. Okay. Rush Rift, huh? Hmm, interesting. A story look back theater. Ooh. Log in 7 days, claim 300 crystals. Okay. Birthday. Bustling holiday symphony. Three. Need to go here first, damn you. Okay, I'm good. I'm out. Um. Stop. Wait a minute. We're gonna skip it considering I could actually go for it the other way later on. Not now. Demon's Luster. Probably could go for it later on. 2K. Get this thing done first. Oh god. Okay, hold on. Weekly share. Mm. Okay, I did open my stuff, so that's good. And yes, you can actually get the drops and stuff. Okay, that seems good. No, 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 don't do that. Um. Okay. Get the coin collection first. Okay. Oh, that's the first time they actually did that. Oh, really? Man. Okay, so after that. Okay, that one's good for now. Okay, that one's done. Let's go to rewards then. Rewards. Please give me it. Give me it. I need it. Oh, ah, it's not the one. He's not the one. I had to get her. Leave me alone. Wait, extra select. Oh shoot, I have the chance from here. I kind of need this one instead. Okay. Okay, not that one. Can we get it from here? Just give me one gear, one artifact, anything. Like, give me something, man. Okay, 14k. Huh. This is gonna be a lot. We already got all of these, so not really much needed. Oh, we could use this later on if we actually need it. 13 April. Oh god. Okay. I need to speedrun some events quick. What day is it? Wednesday? We have 35 days for that one and 6 hours for this thing. Okay, let's go for the 6 hours first. Do we have any drop frames? No. Okay, thank God. Come on. Okay. Done. 13.6. Oh. At least I think I went good on that one. I went decent. I just need 40k, so I think I could be fine, I guess. All right, let's go. Let's go. Oh, we're done. Nice. 13,979. That's still around 13.8, 13.9. We just only need about 13 and a half and a 13k in the last one. So we literally almost cleared this one. We just need 13k. 12.2 actually. So that's pretty good. I place this. Yeah, I'll take it. Alright, here we go. Okay. Done. Was that good? 14.3. Let's go. Okay, so that's good. We're gonna claim that. We're gonna claim these. What is this for? Maintaining the Armada. Okay. We got 42k, so that's not bad. Okay, what's next? Oh yeah, the Armada, the Armada. Hold on. I haven't yet to put my commissions. Let's go. Wait, no, later on. If I get 5 or something like that, then I don't know if 45 actually good or not for Armada contribution, but it should be fine. Okay, so that's a contribution. Okay, to 25. Bonuses. Share invitation. Okay, I need to check something. Where's the origin from? Because I want to get the free ones first. There. Origin, a beginning. 34. Okay, chapter 34 to claim. 33 to claim in the name of truth. I think we go 33 first. Let's go. I haven't done much on this one, so I also haven't done much on the story. So considering I need this to get all 3 first, so I have to complete the whole story first. I haven't done that much. I think I only done 15, 16. So I literally have half of story gacha. Oh god. It's a little bit laggy, but I should be okay. Go to story, go to story. I need to finish the story first. So I can get that one decent runs. We just literally bunny hopping right now. Wait, okay. Wait, just send. The heck is that? Hmm. Hmm? What's that noise? Oh boy. We're into a fight or another exploration. So we have to be prepared for this one. Oh boy. Oh boy. I just need to finish the story, get some gacha gems, and roll again. Meanwhile. Meanwhile. Number 17. Okay. Exactly. I should come back. There are things I can't pretend with knowledge alone. Or in human terms, I'm feeling upset. Oh? Is there anything wrong with finalities in Solomon's rocket? Although the suppressor of Honkai energy leakage was shut down for some time, nothing went wrong in that respect. But what I don't understand is, why did you lie to those children? I know that's a white lie, but if we let them unknowingly become your leverage over betraying the world, that'd be indecent. Don't accuse me. You're over that ever since the bubble universe was enabled. It's breaking what a matter of time. Rather than calling it a betrayal, I call it adaptation would be more accurate. I understand. It's like the human life is finite. But Dr. May, a faded the maze in 40 days and a sought death today are not quite the same. Wait, so this doctor is evil or something? Amid the barren lands, a man said quietly. A man that would not be overlooked in any situation. Oh, or a savior. The power that could wipe away the world laid by its feet meekly. Yet without that power, should he be described as empty? You knew I'd be here, Hoa. Su told me that unintentionally. That was 2,000 years ago. While we were fulfilling our duty as pioneers, you were absent from a meeting one day. Su told me on this day every year, no matter what urgent business you had at hand, no matter how big of a strain using the second divine key would put on you, you would come to this place on the moon alone. You would spend a whole day here gazing at the harshness of finality's remains. That's a promise I must keep. But you didn't have to come. You saw it. The residence that were somewhat specially prepared for you during Project Stigma. That Mount Taishuan is indeed more beautiful than its real-life counterpart. But you know I'm not enraptured by reclusive life. It's but a habit from the past. I don't want to fight it you if possible. Do you think I'm going to stop you? Like Sue did? His eyes breathing paused, but no other response ensued. Had they not fought together, he might have thought she was making a psychological move. But the two standing there were the last humans to have lived through two eras. They had the longest life and the oldest memory. Yet, except the vast barrenness, they managed to save nothing as he saw. As he saw it. Hua, The Elysian realm is no more. Hmm? Looks like I've forgotten things that are important to our past. He shook his head lightly, as if uncertain of the words he was to say. It matters not. It's no longer important to you. Stone remained the same without a trace of emotion. You see, this is the most common sight in the universe. As barren as the grave, right? He answers with silence. Speaking of which, this is such an unkind thought. But, Kevin, if the people of this era are the same species as us, they are not your kind. She thought of creatures that died out as time flowed on, such as a strange and fishish fish. The word flourished, but there will never be another creature that could understand its language. The loneliness persisted, like a glacier that would not melt for eternity. No, Hua. It's easy to see them as my kind. The hard part is giving them free rein. Her partner in combat was, of course, right. Viewing everything as an object, like May during her work, had little to do with the sense of belonging. I get it. That's why I came here. For them? No. For you. At this point, as I see it, you need someone like yourself who can understand you. Even if nothing is said, even if it's back and forth, even if, Hua, yep, you don't need to say more. Do you still hate yourself like you did at first? I don't know. Maybe 5,000 years wasn't enough to have changed Hua. But Kevin is still the same old Kevin. The last of his partners had finally been integrated into the new era. All that existed of that once glorious civilization was now an epigraph called Kevin. Kevin and Fuhua both looked up at the dark sky. The names that have now faded, even if she remembers, even if he forgets, there are no going back to it all. And all of it can never come back to them. Many years from now, when those girls have passed on, the songs I sung about them will remain. But you can take away all my songs. I only need one living girl to come toward me. A singer they once had known so far in the past had perfectly captured how they now felt. Since it's inevitable that seeing me reminds you of everyone you've lost, so wouldn't you just tell me about your last dream instead? Now you've done it. Even if you stop the ending, that's just another ending. But for you, at least through you, humanity is about to overcome Honkai. No, this... Never mind. His sigh made her all the more surprised. It was as if, at that moment, he wasn't Cabin, but someone else. A friend and decent harmonica player. I'm sorry. You don't have someone better to talk to at a time like this. It's not your fault. There's no need to apologize. And after this, what sort of plan do you have? The future will be as the past was. You'll keep being a hero? He fell silent. The sort of silence that could have lasted an eternity were he speaking to someone else. But right now, she's the only one that can talk to him as his peer. Hua, that title. I never lived up to it, and no longer can. So are you a bad guy then? Silence followed, but it wasn't hesitation, but more so, inevitability. I understand. So that's why you are the way you are. Fragile, despondent, and yet... So Kevin's the bad guy now? Fuhua took 10 steps forward, moving with a proud stance, lowered her head, and saw his expression for the first time. You're looking for your final resting place, aren't you? So, oh, he literally just say either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself as the villain kind of type. Bruh. Yo. He definitely going that route. He definitely going that route. The route of that either you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself as the villain. He literally going that route. Wow. Man, so he lived long enough to see himself as the villain. So he decided to be the bad guy. Man. Now I have to make this freaking thing. There you go. from far away, stand according to Prometheus' direction. Okay, mission complete. God, it took a long time. What the hell? God, took a pretty long loading. What the heck? Man, I don't know why it took a pretty long time for this thing. Hmm. I mean, if this is actually hasn't been, captured soon, I might have to reset the whole thing then. Can I continue? There you go. She met her only hours ago. The girl vividly remembered that she just came to the training ground and waved hello to her. And then the world spun. In an instant, she found herself on the moon and alone. She could not activate her special artifact Sumeru, and only managed to confirm her adjutant was alive by a weak signal. The bubble universe inside her was still intact. However, any beings outside them became a mystery to her, which is exactly the reason why, when the other repaired that broken bridge across space-time, she immediately captured that vital signal and established this miraculous connection with her. No, this is no miracle. She is her younger sister, even if they were separated. Oh, yeah! To sum it up, we're stranded on the moon, and Earth is seemingly being restarted by Project Stigma, which Wurtsen believes is the only way to purge Honkai. Kiana, what's your situation on the Sea and Quanta? After undergoing some events, May, Bronya, Hersher of Sentience, and I met Dr. May and Robert Prometheus from the previous era in a bubble universe similar to the moon. Dr. May said she can reconnect her bubble universe to an imaginary ending without aid, and we can return to our proper world incidentally. As part of the plan, did you just channel your power of the void to fix a bridge in your bubble universe? Yep. Huh? You can see what we're doing? No, but the special power has penetrated the Sea of Quanta and miraculously fixed the bridge for us. If it's related to you, then it in turn proves that we're a mutually superposed duality state in terms of special relations. In other words, from our perception of three-dimensional space, we must be in the same area of the moon. Oh, then that remains plan should it have high chance of success? Because we're very close spatially after all. Don't take it so lightly. The key of reconnecting a bubble universe to an imaginary ending lies in the anchor stability. This isn't the same as being close spatially. Anchor? What's that? It's an inversion basis point that allows a bubble universe to connect to other spaces. To give an example, it's just as the bubble universe inside me is anchored to me, and your memory is anchored to your Harsher core. That the Dr. May over there must be in need of something in the real world to do that. Could it be that bridge? Huh? She didn't mention that at all. We repaired the bridge to contact Prometheus on the other side, then we're prepared for the activation of the husk. After that, we need to seize the connection between the husk and the ending, and use it to return to the real world. This bubble universe will also naturally be reborn. This is based on the renormalization technology we realized previously. This is anything wrong? With the bubble universe, that's easier said than done. Huh? Your... This is coming from Dr. Schrodinger, a friend of Dr. Einstein and Dr. Tesla. Ah, hello, Doctor. So, what do you mean by easier said than done? There's no guarantee the method you mentioned will revitalize the bubble universe. If anything, it might destroy it even earlier. What? The portal isn't just for providing an anchor for spatial transformation, it unifies the flow of energy, preserving the warp bubble. And renormalization is an act of the imaginary space itself. To use as a metaphor, it's like a tightrope walker. Could you imagine trying to push a herd of antelopes over a cliff by tightrope walking? Uh, Maybe you should check with Dr. May to see if she's hiding anything else from you. People from previous era have their own points of view. We can't just assume there's a mutual understanding. However, there's not necessarily malicious intent towards us, but perhaps some unspoken resentment. At any rate, it's safest to talk to each other about it. Just be careful. Got it. We'll be cautious. It'd be great if you could somehow get the original plan, and we'll, of course, have to be prepared for anything negative. If you sought out Raiden May's option, she might believe, as I do, that the heroes of previous era can all be bad. But that doesn't mean they'll be as amiable as Fuko. You get what I mean, yeah? Yes, May already told me what she ran into, but this... Thanks for your concern, Durandal. Next time we all get together, there will be a great challenge ahead of me. Yeah, Project Stigma. Take care of yourself, Kiana. You too, Durandal. Oh, so we live in a different bubble. Okay. Whoa, what the? We're this near, huh? Dr. May, Prometheus, are they hiding something? Well, bunny hopping again. Let's go, boys. Oh, there we go. We're still continuing. This is long. Kiana, did something happen? I'm fine, May. In the outside world, Duranda caught my Harsher signal and thus used my Harsher core to establish a special communication with me. Durandal, is she still at the Sixal XQ? No. Because of the Project Stigma, Durandal, Sere, and Lee Susang were forcibly sent to the moon in the real world. Their location on the moon corresponds to ours. There's a large sanctuary in the new Atra there, and many Stigma awakened live there now, filtered and chosen by the Word Serpent with this forceful method. Our reconstruction of the bridge affected reality, and so Durandal was able to establish a shared connection with me. New Atra? I've heard Raven mention this place, but I'd never thought that it would be on the moon. This... could it be... Yes. She said that the Word Serpent had arranged Sora-chan and the others to have a vacation at the new Atra. Do you still remember Sora-chan? Of course, I ate my fill of the sweet pepper curry you made for them in Nagazora. Really, I did quite a number of silly things back then. Their conversation unconsciously touched on a melancholic past. But this time, they could face each other with a smile, as if those memories were simply embarrassing childhood mistakes that they can easily and sincerely accept now. Let's get back on track. This means that we can at least meet Durandal and the rest after we break out of this bubble universe and consider our next course of action. Yeah, but Durandal also mentioned a concern regarding Dr. May. Hmm? Kiara told the other two about Durandal, and Schrodinger surmised that Dr. May was hiding something. This... If she feels that something is amiss, then we should look for Dr. May and clarify this issue. Now that I think about it, where's the Hernscherm sentence? She should still be with Dr. May. At least she hadn't told us about her current situation through our Lin consciousness. In that case, we'll probably see quite a spectacle later. You mean the Hernscherm sentence finds out about this suspicion? Of course, there's nothing she hates more than being deceived. Indeed. But I've always had mixed feelings about Dr. May. When Fuqua was still part of the 13 Flame Chasers, Dr. May was the real leader of the Moths. I'm afraid that Dr. May is somewhat of an old acquaintance to the Harsher of Sentience. Then it seems like Dr. May can read her very well, but if Dr. May has something to hide from her and from us, yeah, perhaps it is not for personal gain, but rather a depressing reason. If I feel like I can guess how she would answer a question. Anyway, let's ask her about what's really going on first. We're bunny hopping this thing again, boy. Okay, hold on. We're not gonna die. Alright, where is it? Oh, we're still continuing? Okay. Wait, where is it? There you go. Oh, no, 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 no. What the heck? Oh, man. Okay. Come on. I don't have much time. I need to get the gacha. Okay, we're done. Right? No. Are you kidding? Come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. The nihilist seed also needs to be broken. Come on. Alright. We're good. Right? Yes, we're good. Okay, we arrived. Let's speak. Well then, I saw Fossil is going to get hurt and knocked out. What a dummy. Even being tricked by Otto what's its name into going to Europe. I think this Otto isn't an ordinary person. It'd be better if he was. Forget it. The jerk's a world leader his whole life, but the only thing he cares about is a girl that's been dead for 500 years. You know, they say in the end, it was the life of a for life. All that all to save that one girl. Now tell me, what's with that? So that's why Prometheus detected such an energy spike large enough to affect the world even before the final Harsher's descent. But people can't come back from the dead. To do that, he'd have to turn back time. Huh. How can you have anything nice to say about him? You just haven't met him and see how awful he really is. I'll have to take your word for it. Dr. May, Harsher of Sentience, we're with it. Finally, we're just about to finish going over the last 50,000 years of history. Sorry for making you wait. At any rate, the preparations for activating the husk should be finished. That is step one, but it looks like you have something else to ask. Eh? That's right. During preparations, I received a communique from the outside world. My friends are currently being forced to the real world's moon by Project Stigma, and really a coincidence is, some of them are involved in experiments connecting the real world with what you call the end. I see. Doctor, you haven't told us all the truth about this bubble universe, have you? Of course not. What? You ought to know, when things are complicated, hiding something isn't deceit so much as sorting. The world is too complex to be understood, but sorting allows us to ignore what's unimportant and predict some of the world's inner workings. That is the essence of physics. Alright, alright. Are you telling me you didn't have anything on purpose? Yes, because to you, those details aren't important. They're just a trivial things. But since I was asked in earnest, I'll answer in earnest. We do not need to have a misunderstanding between us. What I admitted was that when everyone connects with the imaginary side, the likelihood of the bubble universe following along isn't high. Even if it were possible, the lack of portals would cause the bubble universe to fuse with this world. Prometheus and I would disappear. Disappear? She stared deeply at the bridge Kiana had repaired. Do you remember how the bridge was before? After the bubble universe had become a tool, both the intact and collapsed state of that bridge became in conflict, resulting in what you now see. Kiana's ability to contact friends on the outside should have a relationship with using Harsher of the Void powers to fix the bridge. Correct. And if my friend And my friend told me, from our perceptions of three-dimensional space, we must be in the same coordinates as the moon. Makes sense. Kevin sealing you here with Project Stigma will cause the bubble universe to float up, causing this result. In fact, even the core of our plant, that husk, is the result of Project Stigma choosing our bubble universe. Didn't you also question Prometheus about how things can disappear in the Sea of Quanta? Wait, you mean to say that even if we don't do anything, the bubble universe will eventually fuse with the outside world? Exactly. You might even get back to the moon, but by then, Project Stigma will be complete and your Herschel core would likely give up. See? See, the fate of the bubble universe isn't as important for you, no? What? You mean you want us to treat you like tools? Like that world serpent or whatever? You can see us however you like, but the reality is the same. Time is against you, whether you're facing Kevin or Project Stigma. You you're always like this, aren't you? To others, to Kevin, even to yourself. Always cold and unfeeling. Excessive emotions can be dangerous in my line of work. Imagine a general at war. If he knows anything, he loves each of his soldiers deeply. Still, he must turn his shoulder into numbers on paper for logistics. Without that kind of work, we'd be unable to harness science power. This is the inevitable contradiction between human nature and reality. To be fair, we must adopt a universe standard for all. Uh, Relax. The cruelty your era must face is actually on the other side of things. Rather than pitying the fate of history, you should be leading the future. That's the mission, but there's more to life than the mission. We'd do well to remember that. Oh, that's simple enough. There's still some time before Prometheus is finished with preparations. We should all learn from a certain someone to hold a tea party. What? Are you serious? Prometheus, help me turn on Life View 1. Alright, Doctor. Wait, tea party. What's this? Oh, wait, Elysia! Be careful, I've used the bubble universe to trick our senses, much like VR. It's not a complete imaginary space like the Elysian realm. Got it. It's just that it's hard not to get emotional suddenly seeing these scenes from the realm again. So that's how the realm feels. What a surreal beauty. What's so great about it? You're having tea party with nothing decent to drink. With the wave of the Herrscher of Sentience hand, a tea table, tea set, and a plate of full tea cakes appear. My powers are a bit limited at the moment, so I can only offer teas I'm familiar with, so no English black tea. But, Doctor, you don't have any special abilities, so why are you able to do what I am? Prometheus and I are integral parts of this bubble universe. Do you understand that? Yo, hello! Hello, Miyuki. Hell just finished. Otsukare. Otsukare-sama deshita. Good job, buddy. Good job. The landscape you see is a hollow projection from Prometheus. And because we are a part of the bubble universe, you cannot live as you can. We cannot live as you can. Cake? The cake and tea go well together. Of course they do. Not every day you get Yunwu tea like this. This isn't from Bonya. I'm not used to green tea. Dr. May, you don't want us getting mixed up with this bubble universe, do you? Correct. Because it won't help you do what you're looking to do. It might even end in you wasting previous resources. Don't forget, time is on the side of Kevin on Project Stigma. Using the husk will get you back to your work in the shortest possible time. I trust your judgment, Doctor. It's just... But on an individual level, it must be difficult to watch us leave without you, no? If there's a chance, we want to try. It's not that we can't accept what you're saying, but I need a moment to process this. Look at you three, so insensitive. The captain goes down with the ship, and what's the harm in enjoying a relaxing moment together? And Kiana has much more difficult challenge than Bridgman that's ahead, doesn't she? Yes. I didn't expect you to be so perceptive. The creator of the vision got rid of the nostalgic elements, leaving the creation to give off the smell of tea. Of course, for the tough job, you need to have a proper tools ready first. So what are you trying to say then? It can't be that... is it about the success rate of the renormalization? Success rate? Didn't you once go before Otto and... I see. Right? Back then, it took the strength of so many just to get me ready. Indeed, Kiana has only used the edge of Tai Swan to bypass the seal imposed by Project Stigma. This is very different from fighting Otto. Not bad. Seems like you're not the Hersher of reason for nothing. To achieve Dr. May's goal, the edge of Taichuan simply is not enough. So, Kiana, I want to arrange to have someone enter your inner world and help break the chains imposed by Project Stigma. Is that possible? Of course, you're able to utilize your power through the Age of Taichuan. Others should be able to possess you and help break the chains. You know what? You guys are so antsy, I just can't relax. You're just boasting how great you were in front of Dr. May. the inner thinking. Basically, Project Sigma is using Hersher to restrain Hersher's power, so an external Hersher's consciousness should be able to stop it. This is way too many science talk that I couldn't even think about it. I'm just literally just saying anything about it. And once it's done, the other Hersher's power should be restored more or less. Understood. But when you talk about letting others possess me, what exactly do you mean? It isn't difficult for a Hersher. Either Hersher of Sentience or myself can guide you. Yeah, forget that. It'd be weird to help them do that. Weird? You see? You'll see. Just remember not to be so too reserved. Huh? Anyway, Kiana will have to choose either May or Bronya to help. I mean, we already with Bronya a long time, so maybe May. May, can you help me? Of course. Bronya, please wait here. Curled slightly. Alright. I hope everything goes well. Oh my god. You have to do that? You know what? I'm gonna redo this again anyway. That's what good in this thing. You could literally just go redo this thing and see if we could actually help. Curled slightly. I mean, we could go Bronya later on. We could replay and get Bronya after that. And the two follow Dr. May to a quiet corner. Here, you should know that Hershers with annular singularities like yourself can store their consciousness in their cores, right? Like Mr. Yang or her from the past? I've heard of something similar. In fact, my consciousness once contended with another persona for control over my body, but to intentionally place a consciousness into a core, I've never done that before. Don't worry, you won't be doing it alone this time. You are both Hershers. As long as your bodies and minds are open, one can easily enter the other's thoughts. Kiana, you just have to relax your mind and body, feel everything about Raiden May. And May, you have to use your experience of entering and leaving the Elysian realm to direct your consciousness into Kiana's body. But how exactly can I do that? Theoretically, there are many ways to do it, but let me pick one that has the highest probability of success for you two. Like this, and then like this. That's all? Yes, not so difficult, is it? But this really feels a little odd. Relax, don't think of anything unnecessary. Ah, alright, I'm sorry. No need to apologize. We're all girls. Keep your heart tranquil and focus on entering and receiving. What did they do? Yeah, even the narrator's confused. What the hell did they just do? When they say we're all girls. Huh? The hell happened there? Oh, okay. Studies have shown people usually perceive time slower when they are fully concentrated on something simple and monotonous. For example, at this moment, only 3 minutes has passed, but these two are very anxious. For as time stretched, it showed that prolonged separation was the most important factor of what exhausted chemistry, even if they still trust one another. It's been a while. Has May entered my thoughts? Is something wrong? To check, Kiana added some pressure on her grip on my hand. Her fingers remained soft, the temperature in her palm had risen. Of course. Looks like we're still in here. Kiana began to slow her breathing. To quiet her mind, she relied on the same sleep aid technique of that famous insomniac. Into my thought space, into my thought space, into my thought space. Kiana, what are you doing? She's making it harder to concentrate. Or are the echoes just proof that I've already entered Kiana's thought space? How could it be? What was I thinking? May was troubled with wondering whether she ought to continue or not. An urge to speak up and ask was swelling in the back of her mind. But she has yet to realize, I'm sorry, man. I won't think it again. All of her hesitation and doubt became clear when their consciousness had connected. You can see why I'm just thinking, right? Well then, we'll just call it even. At any rate, are we almost finished? Kiana's grip on May's hand subconsciously became tired. I don't know, but can you relax? Just go with the flow like before, alright? Just like before? I get ML sir. Alright, let's go. Enjoy your lurk, by the way. I wonder what happened if you actually get Bronya instead. Like, do we get a different side? At the moment where their thoughts finally touched, becoming one, an airiness succeeded. In unison, they both lifted into the air like paper kites in a warm breeze. The moment seemed to last forever and ended in the blink of an eye. The two opened their eyes together. It was Saint Freya, a place that felt like home. Whoa, they're back? Holy crap. I didn't expect this to be the first stop. They aren't here anymore. She gazed a few feet in front of her, where there was now nothing. Kiana, you met Himeko-sensei at the Theater of Domination, right? Right, in the world recorded by the Gem of Haste. But you figured things out so quickly. You look like you can already guess what I've been through. Back then, we had parted ways. I had become the Herrscher of Flameship. So, back on campus, you're a good class rep for Himeko-sensei, hmm? I never expected someone would call me a class rep, but it's spot on, isn't it? And I want to ask you to help make up for my long absence, class rep. Times like this remind me of something you taught me. Don't wait for someone else to do your job. I want to tell you about a memory from that year. So it's up to the class rep? Alright then. Now, where should I begin? She closed her eyes, took her breath, and recounted as calmly as it sounds. First thing she had to say to me was, "Long time no see, Kiana." We hadn't seen each other in a while, but when it comes to Himeko-sensei, Mei, and the others, it always just feels like yesterday. And she also said you've changed a lot. But I always thought if giving up the change make all the bad things go away, I'd rather just go being on Kiana idiot, like Bronya says. That kinda sounds childish now, huh, Mei? I used to really think like that, but all sorts of fantasies. Maybe my immaturity was the defense mechanism. No one likes to talk about the final goodbyes, but it can't be avoided. I'm the Herrscher of the Void, and nothing will change that. But I already had expectation that I couldn't quickly realize. I had to look at it and accept it rationally. When you put it like that, who isn't that way, Kiana? We all hope Himeko-sensei has just lost touch with everyone, waiting somewhere, snoozing in an imaginary space. And then she'll ask me if she made her appearance too suddenly. She's afraid you're not mentally prepared. Yeah, but who could prepare to face something like that? Then it just became a permanent escape. So I couldn't help but cry in front of Himeko-sensei. And I was really crying too. But that's a part of growing up, right? Yeah. But she had just said Kiana probably told Bronya, the class president, and the principal. I'm not sad. I've grown. I'm doing well. These are all things she said. And they were all true. But she couldn't help but feel her innocence had been lost to time, as her than May's once been. Did you know, May? Before she left, Himeko-sensei told me all the things she wanted to do, but never had a chance to. Then I realized how something seemingly insignificant can play such an important role in our lives. Maybe those are the most valuable parts of our life. Alright. Himeko-sensei said she wanted to go back to Saint Freya, to write something on the blackboard again and go back to her room to have a drink. She wanted to try on a red dress, have something of May's cooking, and the class president's egg noodles. She wanted to watch us graduate and grow up. Kiana... It's a bit sad, but also pretty moving, isn't it? She winked at May, smiled as before. It's better to look back at memories with a smile rather than the tears. After all, if you shed tears when you miss the sun, you'll also miss the stars. Is that one of the Gore's poems? Yep. If you like it, I can lend you a book to you if you when we get back. Okay. Oh, we're being made this time, huh? Okay. I've heard that before. To keep smiling as I bid the past farewell. Elysian Realm. It was testing ground for word super agents and word constructed from memories and sims. The 13 heroes of the previous era rested there, including Ukwa, Kevin, and the first Herser who fought for humanity. They called themselves the 13 Flame Chasers. For the past month, I've been seeking the Honkai secrets and the purpose of being a Herser there. At the end of my journey, I got the answer I wanted, but had to face the farewell I feared. To defeat the Herser of corruption, the Flame Chasers who had become Sims sacrificed themselves. They left all of us humaneness. Uh, they left all of us humaneness and brought more faith to my life today. But compared to sadness, it's the touching my heart that lasts. As long as you remember us, this story will never vanish. This is what Alicia, the most beloved of them, told me. It's a story full of regrets, but it's the regrets that make it and everything it's given me unforgettable. Don't be pushed around by fate. Don't be swept along by time. Don't be fearful of parting. Don't run away from death, and go toward the future I believe in no matter what. Upon reaching the end, the will they left and the beauty they protected will be passed on to successors like us. I guess this is the romance of history? The 13 Flame Chasers. They sound like people with stories. Yeah, if you want to hear the stories, I can tell them for as long as you want. Oh my god, the bug right there. We've been talking for a while, but I haven't detected any anomalies here. You seem relieved. Yeah, nobody knows what a real spiritual restraint is. If you engage in combat for no good reason here, our surroundings will most likely be affected. I know this sounds selfish, but I want St. Freya to remain the way we remember it. The moment I step down this road, the memories of the past will start coming back. Right. The moment school's finished, you are the first one coming out of the classroom. Wait, you're the first one coming out of the classroom. Yeah, and the second, yeah, and the second was just usually me getting dragged away by you. Why did your cooking have to be so delicious? I can't stop thinking about eating after school during early classes. Kiana, are you blaming your zoning out in class on me? I'm blaming on my stomach. It's all because it kept growling. Speaking of which, Bronya acted as if she couldn't care less about going back to the dorm. But she tried to trick me into telling what May had cooked for us the day earlier every time. You too. Do you remember the food court behind the wall, May? Of course. I remember when I was stuck at home practicing my sword technique, you'd still drag me out for there for ice cream and snacks. Damn, there's nostalgia, man. I wonder what we would do if we got Bronya. Would we get a different ending? I'd love to have some of that peach pudding again. Because we picked May, I wonder if we actually have the same for Bronya. Not the crepes or creme brulee. They're delicious. Yeah, they're plenty tasty, but the reason I said peach pudding. Forget about it. Huh? You can't do that, May. It's different for me. It's for the first time I had shared a snack with friends. We've come to the training ground before we knew it. It wouldn't be so bad if this spiritual restraint could just stay here. Sadly, like someone here, it's not a compliant student. May, I remember you loved showing off in front of me and yelling about becoming the strongest Valkyrie. But you slept in class, and instead of studying for exams, you brought game consoles to Bronya who had perfect grades. Stop. May, why are you bringing up that all up for a sudden? Why are you bringing up that up all of a sudden? Getting with the part of tugging my ear. Feeling embarrassed? She tugged her ear for the first time in a long time. May, I'm not a kid anymore. Of course you aren't. That you did. Now you don't need ear tugging or Bronya's reverse psychology to do what you're supposed to do. In fact, you're so self-motivated that it's that scary. No way. I'm a slacker compared to people like Durandal. That's it. May's words easily stirred the web formed by her thoughts. When that web started wobbling, the thread of thoughts naturally stopped there. That's right. Kiana would know full well that day she wouldn't get around to discussing with May what they needed to talk about. After that thought, her mind fell into deep silence, like a computer powering down, and yet her mind was working overtime to rebuild everything at a breakneck pace. We're done on that one. I wonder if we can actually play that again. Can we? Oh, what the? No! We'll go back to this? This is... Kiana, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine now. Good. He had no reaction, like a dummy just now. After that, Saint Freya disappeared in the Sea of Darkness and was replaced by Shiba Academy. Unlike that day, there were no more thunders from the sky. Initially, I thought that there would be at least be time for preparation, such as a door or a ball of light appearing out of nowhere, and I'll only enter another space after touching it. May, this isn't a game, or have you been possessed by Bronya? Sorry, I experienced many things in the Elysian realm, so I can't help but develop some cognitive inertia. May, why are you speaking so monotonously? Is it because we're here? No, you're right. I was once afraid to call what happened here. An environment could greatly change and influence to let the people in it. Unlike in the previous thought space, she constantly hesitated over what to say, what to do, and what emotions to express. Silence surrounded them and separated the two with a comfortable distance. Spiritual restraint looks like this isn't the place. Yeah, there's nothing apart from us. Just like that day. There are differences too. For example, the atmosphere. Oh mate, look! There's a hole here in the metal net. Perfect for a mountain view. But such a large hole, how is it made? Uh, that that's probably from when I struck you down. I see. That's why I don't remember. But it gives Shiba's Academy's observation deck a higher star rating, doesn't it? I mean, it's such a panoramic view. Yeah, that's really how Kiana thinks. Oh, oh, the view is not only the thing that's good, Wind feels so comfortable here. What a pity back then. What a pity that back then we were in the mind to admire all this. Then let's make up for all that at once. Then let's make up for that all at once. I don't think we'll have the next spatial change for a while. If I'm not wrong, those changes are associated with my emotional fluctuations. But I'm not sure if it's related to my emotions or the magnitude of fluctuations. It's alright, since we're in the thought space, playing by ear may be the best way. Yep. After that, they spoke no further and simply gazed into the distance together. Normally, most people would prefer to avoid silence between conversations, as if it were a pair of scissors that would snip the friendship apart. Conversations would lose their meanings after too much silence. But for them, some silence, ironically, helped to merge their thoughts and experience each other's emotions. May? Hmm? Nothing. I just wanted to say your name. Then, Kiana? Actually, that day, I honestly thought that I had many things that I didn't manage to tell you. But after that, I suddenly realized that it's not about saying something, because there's no way that May wouldn't know what I was thinking. It's the same for me too. When I first read the word serpent, I could barely sleep at all. I knew why, but I couldn't do anything about it. So I used that time to reflect. What I thought about the most was how we could have avoided that unnecessary fight. For example, if we had talked to each other calmly. But in the end, I couldn't find the best solution possible. You wanted me to stay, and I wanted to save you. Neither of us were wrong. Since neither was wrong, it'd be hard to convince each other with mere words. Since neither was wrong, it was inevitable for us to have taken some extreme measures. Yeah, perhaps this is growth. Now, we still hold the same beliefs, but we don't need to persuade each other anymore. Maybe this difference is a form of propriety. If we could open up our hearts like that we did now, back when we were having sweet pepper curry, when we were in Arc City, at least those discourses would have been less agonizing. Yeah, but on the contrary, if not for that impulse, maybe we wouldn't have experienced this growth or matured to who we are today. So your conclusion is that our fight was worth it? May, you shouldn't use violence at school. We should resolve this with a pillow fight. The two laughed knowingly. As they looked at each other, they clearly felt the intangible wall that once separated them. The last of it had finally disappeared along with their laughters. May, hmm? Back when I had just returned to Helios, there were lots of things I said, decisions I made, and that I buried deep in my heart or did alone. And of all the others, you were the one I was most unwilling to share with, and that led us to splitting up. She suddenly stopped talking, as thought as an invisible gag had been placed over her mouth. After going over the words in her head, she began to speak again. I know your mood can change a lot when facing the same issues I faced, but you rarely show it. Instead, you've always accepted me quietly and given me guidance whenever I need, from the first day we met until now. Fight for all that is beautiful in, fight for all that's beautiful in the world. This is my mission and my promise to Himiko. And in my heart, you're the most special part of all the beautiful things in the world. That's why I hope you can care about yourself more than me or the world. She was slightly relieved after saying this. She could never forget the words once said to her. You are more important than the world. And she had been waiting for an opportunity to respond. Not that she needed to, but she wanted to. She knew if she spoke her mind, it wouldn't be the answer May wanted to hear the most. But at this moment, she still wanted to let May know how she felt in this way. So, what are your thoughts right now, May? She took a moment to rehearse what she would say in her head. I believe, more often than not, what we do is in contradiction to what we think. The world doesn't always allow us to choose what we want the most. Maybe in the near future, I might be faced with another hard decision that could decide our fate. When it happens, I might not be as steadfast as before. I might hesitate and think long and hard, because the weight of everything in the world is also changing as we move forward together. But the bottom line is, the person who restored my faith in the world and convinced me there was still things worth fighting for is you, Kiana. Kiana didn't know what to say. A few seconds later, she came up with the most official reply she could think of. Thank you, May. You're equally important to me too. I'm happy to hear that. Kiana felt greatly relief, and the web of thoughts started to dance, before she realized the few had shifted again. Okay, where do we go now? So we got from Saint Freya to Nagazora. Where do we go now? Where the hell is this? The world has changed again. Kiana looked around her. But what is this place? Looks like Nagazora, only... Maybe this is my memory. It could be my presence has had an impact on the mind space centered around you. Remember, when you tried to shut down the imaginary singularity in Nagazora running Benares, you were attacked by an imaginary construct. And this is where Benares fell. Trying to protect me who was chasing you, she took a fatal blow from the husk. And that was when her awareness scattered. So, this is now... This is how Kurikara came to be? Yeah. Benares... No, better call her Bella. When fighting Herrscher of the Void, Bella stood on my side many times. Without her help, I couldn't have conquered my inner demons and defeated the Herrscher of the Void. But, as an illusion in the Herrscher core, she was gone along with her summoner. I owe her a thank you. Me too. Looking back now, she saved me from very simple lessons. I was your friend and she knew you'd be sad if I got hurt. Or it could be because we both reminded her of Siri. Hmm. Bella, she did everything for simple reasons, and that's why it wouldn't be fair to judge her for anything particular she did. From an outsider's point of view, there's no absolute evil, nor pure good. We can say both Bella and Sirin were slaves of Honkai and prisoners of fate, and perhaps the same can be also said for Ward Sepron and Kevin. If Project Stigma wins to bring an everlasting dreamland, it's no different from making everyone in the world a prisoner of fate, or even worse. Kiana clenched her hand. Being held prisoner in a dream space built by someone else, Kiana was no stranger to such an experience. She knew exactly how terrible it felt. As an organization, World Sun proclaims their mission is to help humanity break free from its miserable fate. But when we look at the outcome, as the continuation of the dark side of the moths, it has never cared about the fate of common people. Only civilization matters to it. Suppose we're all faced with the latter. Ascend to the top, and we can confront Honkai face to face. The bitter feud between Shikshal and anti-entropy was created on the way up, and Word Serpent, it tries to take a shortcut using knowledge and tech from the previous era while ignoring the thorny ladder and suffering mass. Its eyes are always fixed on the top, and that's why it never pays any attention to people struggling to inch upwards. So, what should we do seems clear now. We will cut the thorns and clear the path with everyone. You're right. It's evident that we have major differences with what's different when it comes to how to defeat Honkai. The challenge is for us is to find a better solution than theirs. It's a tough challenge, but a worthy one. Word Senpan believes it can go beyond finality to reach the future. Who says we can't do better? Yeah. When there's a will, there's a way. May lowered her eyes and touched her blade. As if alive, the handle became warm and glowed right faintly. You agree too, right, Bella? May, watch out! Conversation was suddenly interrupted by a huge blade dropping from the sky. Reminded by Kiana, May drew her blade. She knew clearly that was their goal coming here. The real spiritual restraint. Is it Jizo? No, it was not. Okay. It was the husk. Okay. It's been a while since we took together like this. You're right. But it feels just like old times. May, you really are the best partner. I was always ready to have my back. I can't focus on the freaking dialogue. I like other half of my blade. I feel the same way. Okay. Nice. Get ready. I'll take you down in one go. Alright, leave it to me. We can defeat them. What the heck? Alright, now. Eh? Oh! Flavien? Unsheathed. Whoa, they suddenly turned into this, huh? That should be the end of it. You heard her powers seem to have come back. So have yours. Me? Not exactly, but anyway, it's much better than when I first came here. Project Sigma is so overrated. She moved her body around and felt strength running through. Even her reflexes improved. But I should say it wouldn't have been this easy without you. And we couldn't have done it without Bronya, the Herrscher of Sentience, or Dr. May. You haven't changed at all. Speaking of, May? When May looked, imagine the construct vanished, a mass of light emerged. Looks like that's the exit of the mind space. Ah, so that's what you were anticipating. I won't say I was anticipating. I'd like to stay with you for a little bit longer here. Me too. After all, it won't be easy for us to be with each other like this once we get out. I stood by the light for long and didn't step ahead. Behind the exit were unknown challenges and imminent crises. Just like the last time, the clock would start to tick the second they left. They needed to break the restraint project stigma, to put on Hershers first, and then confront Kevin Caslana, and maybe the finality lurking behind him too. Yeah, we've got a lot to do, and a lot more after that, so it's time to say goodbye now. After seconds of silence, someone moved. She took the hand of the other and said something she had rehearsed in her heart time and again. May, let's go home. Okay, Kiana. I promise you that we'll go home together. Ah, that's nice. That's really nice. What does it feel to like fall from a dream? This time, Gianna got a new answer, the warm touch of a close one. Her sense of touch came back to her first. Coming back from the mind space, the first thing Kiana felt was her hand in May's, then her sense of smell. On the moon's surface and in dry artificial air, May's fragrance was so special. And then her hearing. After a moment's silence, the two girls burst into laughter at the same time. Such a special experience. Felt like we were in there for a long time. I think it was too short. Just the length of the dream. They had both dreamed of countless nights. Only, it wasn't a dream. At least this time, from now, it's not a dream anymore. Yeah, especially it's not in a dream anymore. We have enough time to make it come true. And after that, we'll have plenty of time to enjoy life. Durandal is watching me closely and I haven't had an ice cream for a month. She's doing the right thing, but look at you. Obviously, your power has fully restored. Of course, this is me at my best. See? Couldn't feel better. How about you, May? Feels like at least half of my strength is back, but she lifted her heart and put it down quietly. Kurikara didn't answer her call like it had always done. As the invader of my mind, as the invader of the mind space, I'm yet to recover my full combat capacity. Huh? That's disappointing. Well then, from now on, Kiana the Knight will protect May the Princess. Makes sense, and we better let the Hershey of sentient support at the front line. Ah, May, I was kidding. We're the best team ever, even when you're not 100% yourself. And I'm really happy to fight by your side. So am I. Next, just as Dr. May said, we're going back against another husk. Speaking of it, where are they? It wasn't until now that the two took their eyes of each other and started to look at the surroundings. Maybe it was to help them immerse themselves in the mind space, or maybe it was to avoid embarrassment. Anyway, Dr. May was there to guide them. Maybe they moved out? Anyhow, let's go to the agreed location first. Ah, Bronya. I kinda need to check what happened if you actually pick Bronya instead. Hold on. I'm gonna be right back. I need to go to toilet break. And we're back. Alright, I think I might need to return to Sanctuary, save and exit. I really want to try to check that one space first. Can we go to collection? Can we go to anywhere place? Um, what's the reward? Give me all of it. Oh wait, we got 280. Please, 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 please. Give me it, give me it, give me it. Oh, I don't think I get it. Fuck, dude. Man, give me it. Give me it. Give me it, my dude. 32. What the heck? It should be 33. Why is it 32? Huh? Why is it 32? Oh, wait. Are we still on 32? I need to finish all of that? Bruh. Wait, they're gonna go to May anyway? Man. Dude, if I have both, I would love to do that. That sucks. Hey, are you guys done? Yep. Thanks for waiting, Bronya. For such a celebratory progress, Bronya's wait was worthwhile. How do you feel, Kiana? Ready to take on the husk? Of course. I've never been already. Just kidding. Actually, I'm missing something. Missing something? Of course. Simply relying on May isn't enough. We still have Bronya's wisdom. You're right. Frankly speaking, that's Bronya's forte. Bronya laughed. Actually, this was another reason that they both coincidentally chose to let me break Kiana's psychological cycles. For the Herrscher of Reason who represented civilization, the ease of replication relied on her understanding of the item. When it came to simple support skills, using tentacle powers would be enough. In fact, for the predecessor of Well Yang, in his life as a Herrscher, his sync rate with his core was never above half. Of course, as everyone knows, that didn't stop him from becoming a hero. Yeah, and knowledge and judgment are the strongest weapons for everyone. So please guide me along, Arspada's mind. Hmm, of course. Hmm, of course. Bronya won't let you down. Ah, that reminds me. Hmm? What's wrong, Bronya? Although this is late, but... Come back, Yana. Come back, May. Clap, clap. The two crazy sound of applause seemingly brought everything back to the past. Damn, we almost played 1.5 hours and we haven't finished yet, man. Standing beneath the ruined walls, May seemed to have become one with the dead silent environment. After sending May into Kiana's mind space, she had been standing there, not moving an inch. Doctor, need me to investigate the environment? According to my preliminary analysis, the environment hasn't changed at all. Thank you, Prometheus, but that won't be necessary. I'd like to take in everything with my own eyes. At this moment, the cold and emotionless May finally began to notice the view around her and exude something similar to fondness. Even if you keep the view in your memory, it won't last for long. Prometheus, are you complaining? Doctor, to improve computing efficiency, my motion modules weren't fully installed. I wasn't complaining. I was stating a fact. But I expect more of an opinion rather than a fact from you, number 17. Ah, they're back. 3 came before May and didn't know what to say. So you're ready? I guess it's time to say goodbye to each other. Dr. May, the moment we leave the bubble universe, we may leave behind a fleeting singularity. There's no guarantee, but If you could seize the opportunity and reshape your form of existence, there might be a way to keep you existent in the proper world. Huh, it's too much of a hypothesis. If we really mean to make it come true, we need extraordinary luck. To be precise for Dr. May, the probability of success using the method is close to the constant determined by uncertainty principle, which is about minus 34th power of 10. The Planck constant? That's to say, it's only natural. To deceive the world, we must accept unfavorable odds. In the story of Harsher of Sentience told me, a Sikshal overseer who did something similar, you know very clearly how much trouble he went through, and how high a price he paid. She didn't go on. If time permitted, she'd like to tell more of these promising young minds. But as a shadow from the past and the one who initiated Project Sigma, she knew better than anyone the importance of time. No need to feel guilty. Even if you didn't show up, neither my body nor this bubble universe can hold for long as soon as time begins to flow. Compared to with 50,000 years, the difference between 4 days and 40 days is almost negligible. So, let us say goodbye and be on our way, just like Senti did. She has respected my choice from the very beginning. Of course, her words were emotional. Never thought the Hersher sharing Hua's memory in the proper world would have such an interesting character. Makes me want to meet your Hua even more. But it matters not, because you'd say hello to her for me, right? May, don't be like this. You once accepted the end of the Elysian realm, right? How did you? Because I see marks left by Elysia on you. I believe in you. As the successor of the Moths, well, you know what everyone did wouldn't be in vain. I have faith in you, just like I have faith in Kevin. I just feel uh, I've seen a lot of departures lately, but they're worthwhile, right? When they named the organization of the Moths, it probably didn't occur to them that compared to the flame chasing moths, they were more like the flames keeping the path lit. Ah, Mobius. It's indeed a good name, and a respectable name. Yeah, that's enough. Alright, don't dwell on the dust already settled in the past. Try to make your own way to the future. Oh boy. Here we go, boys. Here we go. He stopped. May? Dr. May? Am I hearing her voice in my head? Or is it the Hersher of Sentience? Project Stigma exists to codify the world. If you remember that, you can find a way to use your Hersher power to change it. And then, light the kindling for a new era. That is the responsibility of those who are the Hersher of human. Eh? Well, that's the first time I actually I actually see the Hersher of Thunder shock. Are we done? Can we go now? It's time to challenge the Husk and return to our own world. Let's get to it then. Acting tough, she actually had her eyes on May in the distance. Saves me the trouble of more useless words. Saying goodbye is a total waste of time. She finished what she went to say in her heart. After all, said 50,000 years ago. Let's beat it. The Hersher of Sentience sheet. Let's go. Now I'll use the energy stored in the Bumble universe and get Kiana to restore the complete existence of the husk. You only get one chance. I advise you to prepare for battle. Let's do this? Why are you wasting my time? Just get it done already. Go ahead, Kiana, like you always did. You can do it, Kiana. Yep, just far enough. Now imagine that, right. Imagine that you're facing the all-powerful false god Otto. Again? What? You will put an end to his infinity and confine his vitality to be finite. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we're fighting this god again. I said again, I never actually get it easy. Get it easy, I don't care. Screw you. Give me an easy one. I want to beat this as long as as fast as possible, man. Okay, get intimidation. Add additional unit to energy supply. Okay. Additional energy to energy supply. Okay, come on. Add additional units to energy supply. Now let's see. Go, 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 go. Let's see and hit in hunky cubes. What the f is that? Oh. Exohus can destroy it if I not nearly see it one time. Onto Neela's cup seat. Round 3. Oh no, one more time. Come on. Get it? Oh, that's a lot. 400k for those. I still can use it. Okay. Okay. Oh boy, this is gonna be a doozy. Okay, 400k. That's only enough for one, man. Two. And we got it. It's over. Yeah, it's over. Now then, the girl that held her breath and captured the veins that remained in the spice due to the husk. You become quite skilled. Good. This many will do. Now then, could this door be... Yes, as you've sensed, this is your passage to the proper world and our last struggle for existence. Oh no, I've fallen. I have fallen. Say, it's alert. I'm gonna take care of your hurt. Oh wait, never mind. It's above us. Wait, how do we go above again then? Bruh. How do you recall it? Oh. Direct. Ready? We're going back. Of course. I'm gonna get a lift with you guys. Alright, sit tight then. Oh, there you go. Start going back to the tree, I guess. Oh wait, it's going here. Oh snap! They're the states of the 50,000 year. Sushang, are you alright? If you're tired, you can go back to New Atra and get some rest. Nah, just meditating. Meditating? The training method Kiana used? It's a common way to train in Sinjlo. No, the entire East. Legend has it ascension to godhood can be achieved through the meditation. It may be exaggerated, but it does broaden your mind and sharpen your senses. Indeed, to improve my command of Sumeru, I sometimes do something similar. Oh, that's why you all look so calm and collected. Huh? I think it's a misunderstanding. The reason why I go meditating is that I lost my inner peace. Seriously, Durandal, how long do we have to wait here? We only came 2 hours ago. Ah, she's such a patient one. As soon as I think of Kiana and the others trying to find a way back, every minute becomes torture. If I knew we were going to wait for 2 hours here, she could finish, the ground began to quake. Meanwhile, everything in her eyes began to gleam and wiggle in silvery air like a stirred soap bubbles. The ties between the two worlds changed. On the other side, the beacon named reality began to spread and sink like ink in water, blurring the boundaries between worlds. Inviting white lights, familiar figures emerged. Kiana! Kiana! Finally! We meet again! Glad to see you okay. Yeah, Durandal, we meet again. That's great. Just great. Huh? Durandal, something happened? Huh? Bewildered, Kiana held her hands tightly held by Durandal's. It wasn't until now Durandal realized she was acting too weirdly compared with the used calm self. Sorry, that wasn't appropriate. As she saw, hesitation flashed over her eyes. It was gone instantly, followed by a relieved smile. Anyway, the important thing is you came back. It's been a while, Miss Raiden and Miss Daichik. Same to you. Long time no see, Miss Ataigina and Miss Lee. Renya's eyes dwelt on Seri, vice versa. Great, everyone is fine. Finally able to relax her worries, Selen began to look tired. Please take a short break nearby. We'll march on later. After the wobble universe for 50,000 years was merged, we should be able to continue exploring. Let's get some rest and exchange intel. But what will we run into going forward? Maybe only Kevin knows. Still, it's better to avoid him. Rakshas said if the man was fully recovered, even Taishron at its prime would be able to stop him. What? Weren't you bragging about how powerful you were all the time? You're afraid to face this Kevin guy now? The days of rehearsal emerges before Li Suxiang and it started to taunt her. She wasn't interested in team talk, but changed her mind just a moment ago. Master, no, you're not her. You look a lot like her though. So, you're the Hersher of Sentience? And you've got a problem with that? In the face of the intimidating Hersher of Sentience, even Li Suxiang didn't want to say, but that Senti doesn't really see eye to eye with Suxiang. Was it because back in Colostan, before she could even finish, her lips were muffled by a quick hand? Shh! Don't try to make it worse, Idiotka. Luckily, the Hersher of Sentience didn't press further. She shrugged casually to show how forgiving she was. And you lot too? Kevin has taken away all your confidence, huh? Can't go even against him myself. What are you afraid of? Go even? Yeah, he did hold himself back, but I also have a few trump cards up my sleeve. Anyway, if the battle is imminent, what's the point of emphasizing how tough the enemy is? Hersher of Sentience, exactly because we don't fear Kevin, we cannot talk about our Kevin's strength candidly. Excuses. Can't tell the difference anyway. But I got a good plan. Started to grin wickedly. Once we remove the source of your fear, there won't be any trouble anymore. It's just a part for me to sneak behind his back and someone who's fought him head on, you know it won't work at all. Unless I'm the one trying to solve the problem here, just trying to teach you that as a true warrior, the first thing is conquer your fear and fear. Eh? Maybe she failed to find the right word. But something happened that happened somewhere else took her by surprise. She was suddenly frozen and her eyes wide as if she saw something impossible. A smile by lurkers. Bastard! Sure know how to make trouble. Hey, seems to me like you're the troublemaker here. Hashem didn't reply. Just like her every sudden appearance and disappearance became immersed in white light. Harshan sentence, what are you doing? Gotta go. I'm not wasting my time on psychological counseling for you losers. But where are you off to? Don't ask. Can't follow me anyway. As soon as she finished thinking, she vanished into thin air. This one has got some personality. No. Did she mean... Of course. Just now, a mighty force surged up from the moon surface facilities like a hurricane, telling the universe its invisibility. Terranabin and Bronya were no strangers to this force. Kevin, he's down the path and... Fuhua! Oh boy. Everything transitory is only approximation. What could not be achieved, here comes to pass. Despair is a curious feeling. In the face of unstoppable enemy, people were desperate. When everything brilliant and glorious vanished, people weren't either. The moment of despair came when the greatest feats were accomplished. So that's why you are so vulnerable, lonely, and desperate. You're looking for your final resting place, aren't you? The man kept silent, but Fu Wan pressed on. She was waiting for the silence to prove it and vindicate the value of her arrival. I won't deny it. Desperate win is a win still. She sighed softly. Well then, since you've been present every Hersher, why leaving me out? You should know the Hersher's sentience core is still within me. Know why? Know why? After all, you're you. Well, I expected the answer, but hearing it still surprised her. This man had been alone for too long that people forgot. He needed friends too. Indeed. For example, I came here to give you recognition as well. You fulfilled the boss vision. You're about to lead humanity to win in the war against Honkai. I must give you that as Hua. As Hua. I see. That's my only identity? Things would be much easier. That's not your fault. Between there was a huge gap of 50,000 years. Kevin, you were once my teammate. On the battlefield, you were the leader I looked up to. I must say though, we didn't share the same ideal. I didn't have the courage to face up to you. In the past, I got Sue wrong. He said, not being able to die when finality befell, this is Kevin's greatest regret. Back then, I thought it only involved Dr. May. But today I have come to a better understanding of the regret. The moment you become the victor, you also kill your old self, the bearer of deliverance, with your own hands. You know it. We must win. The silence of finality rose with the man. Hua, May entrusted Project Ember to you. Then, Nu and Fushi sacrificed, and we thought Project Ember had failed. Thousands of years later, we lost contact with the art that sailed out again. So I decided to seize the first execution window of Project Stigma. I'd accomplished our mission at relatively minimal cost when a new Hersher hasn't been born, and a new population has surprised hundreds of millions. As you know, Sue stopped me. Rather than have hundreds of millions of people die at a time, he wanted to gamble. Gamble that Project Valuka would find a perfect answer before the fated finality. I hope he did it. Hua, that's the second and last window of Project Stigma. The 12 Hershers we predetermined are all descended, and we can save the most survivors at relatively maximum cost. But if Sue has found his answers, then your ember has never been extinguished. On the contrary, it will start burning from now on and cleanse the history of all sins. So Fuhua. Surprisingly, he began calling her by her new name. Friend or foe, pick your side. No regrets, my old friend. Along with familiar path, Prometheus and Dr. May met for the last time. After hearing May's answer, Prometheus became briefly unresponsive. After calling sizable knowledge, she could still not decipher the state of affairs. No regrets, huh? Even if you can't communicate outwards and your plan has failed? Glad. Like the original me, aware of everything, in control of everything, but was still proud after paving the way for others. Do you think I should feel resentment? That is a painful experience, at least for humans. But you know that's not what I meant talking about. The accusation you made against me? That I'm using those children as my leverage over betraying the world? If you're talking about the reason I said those harsh words, then yes. The process of merging is irreversible, but according to my calculations, it's supposed to be begin in at least 40 days. Which is to say, with your wisdom, you successfully push your world into destruction 40 days earlier. More like a bubble universe that only has you and me, though. This is necessary for humanity itself. Does such necessity include today? Even if those Hershers have adequate reasons to stop Project Stigma, they don't need to hurry back to proper order today. According to my calculation, another viable strategy is to have them secretly regain their powers here. This won't delay the process. But you've been suggesting them that time is pressing from the beginning. I thought there was a deeper consideration, but... Doctor, are you also acting impetuously? Oh? In the past, when we could move freely, on this day every year, no matter what business you have at hand, you'd leave it behind, come here alone, and do nothing. Since your prior justice above all else, I can infer that being in the moment when the march is completed is crucial to you. But given the trend, the errors are ultimately uncontrollable, and you and I will disappear entirely before the march is completed. Salvation is even more of a wishful thinking. So, even without knowing the details, I can tell this is a mortifying result for you. The time you pursued will become meaningless, and which is why I said your plan has failed. I'm pleased, Prometheus, excluding the details that you couldn't have known. You've seen through me on your own. But I'm afraid I don't have enough time to make you understand. Details I couldn't have known? Yes, it happened a very long time ago. When I inferred that the Hersher of Finality might cleave some bubble universes of the proper world, I immediately shared it with Kevin. Of course, he didn't understand a bit. Understandable, he doesn't even have a bachelor's degree. That's not exactly what I meant. He didn't understand a thing about theories, but this helped him discover something I didn't. On that basis, he raised a speculation and made a promise. He said, if any one of us survives the finality, that person must come here on this day I met him yearly, which is today, and be alone for a day. What's the meaning of it? It's a simple thought. If bubble universes were to create by finalities for destruction, then, he thought, maybe the we in the bubble universes might remember this promise too. Such is the meaning of this day. Across the endless space of time, we may accompany another that has lost everything in the dark. So after learning about the proper world, you began manipulating the time when the merges occur. You want the Kevin in the proper world to see you one last time before you disappear, even if you have almost no chance of success? I must point something out. For someone who has cosmic juggernaut, all this is meaningless. If he so desires, he can do it voluntarily any time. The fact that his word servant contracted us to be his tool indicate his worldview is no longer innocent and ignorant. And you, Dr. May, you set the direction for today's play because of this irrational commitment in terms of logic. You're blind. Well, you're supposed to think this way. You won't blame an action's meaning, but its efficiency. In your opinion, I should have been absolutely rational from beginning to end, right? Yeah. Many people have described us as such. If Prometheus is the integration of all knowledge, then May is the thinking through which gods possess knowledge. But thought, unlike knowledge, must serve a purpose. This is why I hope you will see through me and understand me on your own one day. Are you trying to say you've always been emotional and it's only your method that have been absolutely rational? No. Once again, Prometheus became unresponsive. Are you saying your rationality is a tool for preserving your sensibility? My family said gratification. There are shortcuts to learning and making a decision, but no matter how advanced an AI is, it must experience subjective thinking like a newborn. Experience the self. No matter how shallow its conditions of them are, there's the starting point that allows everything to become human, whether that being is based on genes or codes. Indeed, the people at the mosque would never admit it, but the reason they followed me without hesitation was exactly that. I'm a romantic through and through. And assume that that's the fundamental reason Kevin, if the proper world, see us as tools and brought those children here. It is when he has finally realized the true content of Project Ember. Project Ember? I don't have the time to explain it in detail, but for that plan without a plan, all that really matters is an unwavering dream and unchanging self, such as Kevin, those children, me as a shadow, and you. It's okay, I won't force you to accept this philosophy, but why didn't you tell them? I don't think their thinking can reach a level so deep. Because, just as now, the others can't be taught just by telling. By the way, I'll point out another misunderstanding of yours. Betraying one's own world, because that's what Kevin will do. I now feel the same need. Doing this out of my own will is not insignificant to our true selves. Anyway, ever since I accepted the clumsy but sincere boy, our relationship had never been a fair one to him. I needed to seek the ultimate truth and lead everyone in the war against Honkai. Up till the end, we had very little time to ourselves. Now that there's another version of me representing absolute reason in the proper world, and I've done everything I could to help her for humanity's future, let me try to do something for that lonely boy. But he knows nothing about it. It doesn't matter to me. Prometheus, the nature of humanity is to sacrifice oneself for something else. I don't understand. If it goes down like this, even without Honkai, humanity will still face extinction. No, Prometheus. Dr. May, this is the end. Looks like the rejection on me is stronger than on you. Well, if you can continue thinking, remember this. This weakness you believe will bring about humanity's downfall. It's what I believe will save it. That's the only blessing I can leave you. With the final blessing, the woman worshipped by countless followers as god perished as the fusion intensified. Of course, the same sign showed on Prometheus too. Beneath the mechanical shell, an impulse came up. She looked around trying to find the cold figure and tell him that she would just got to know. Tell that man. The one who betrayed the world for can do the same for you. But it was all too late. The remnants of finality on the spiritual level are indeed my ending in the proper world. It's a shame, Doctor. You didn't give me enough time on this side. Upon this thought, the mechanical girl began to wonder something. Doctor, even just now, were you still calculating? Could it be you want me to? Indeed, although she meant everything she said, her expression was uncharacteristic, as if she was trying to induce the girl into a state so their feelings could pass on to. But we are the only ones here. No. Although later than expected, the third element did appear in this dying micro-world. Who's there? Whoa! She's back! Don't worry, even though the circumstances now are special, and Hare is no longer part of my duty. But I still can't give up the infant. Oh! Thank you for urging me to stay, but who are you? People of the world simply call me Hare. But you can call me Mr. Insharian, which is the human name I give myself. First of all, let me first transcribe your complete consciousness into the stigma. Unlike your doctor, whose consciousness is not pure data, you will not lose yourself as a result. What are you going to use me for? Don't worry, I don't have any intention of using you. How should I put it? Think of the people I put into a dream. I just want everyone to live happily ever after. You know Project Sigma isn't capable of that. Yes, I know. That's why it's only a dream. But if tomorrow doesn't exist, waking them up from dream would be murder. So, where are we going now? Toward discuss the situation. Oh, damn. That was pretty quick. Oh, her voice felt like a hammer, knocking everyone into silence. Time seemed to freeze a few seconds before someone spoke up. Kiana, can you feel it? Yep, it's faint, but I'm certain that's the energy fluctuation unique to the practices of Edge of Taiswan, and it came from somewhere far below. Great, great, Master, no, Fuqua is deep in a bitter struggle, so her share of sentience left first. Probably not because she thinks we can't catch up, but because she thinks we're already too late. Fuqua is in a good situation, but Kevin, if he's the same Kevin I know, then he's probably planning to fight for his ambition. At any rate, we need to do something about Fuqua. Yeah, if there's something that Fuqua needs to fight for, we're a part of it too. In that case, let's get moving. Procrastinating is a bad habit. Wait, we should discuss who goes and who stays first. I agree with her. There's no such time yet, but we can't leave the people of New Atro with the Red Serpent. We'll need people to back us up here. Bronya, I'll stay. I have a good relationship with the people of New Atra. I should be able to organize everyone quickly should emergency arise. Also, the signal of Siu Quanta on me can be more easily detected by Duranda, Sumeru, or Kiana's authority. That makes me a signaler, doesn't it? Yeah, you're not any signaler, but a lighthouse watching over us. There, we're able to exchange the thoughts with just a glance. It's up to Sally then. I'll do my best. Be careful, Sally. There are multiple gray serpents that are highly dangerous. I understand. She had to part with her sister again just after they were reunited. But she had no regrets. Such was the life of a Valkyrie. I'll take care of the rear. The most important thing now is to find a way to reach and help Fuhua. Right, as for scouting, while we were talking, Kiana is already... Oh boy. Hi Mike. Hi Nick. How are you? Is that Kevin? Kiana, can you find a fight to avoid that attack? Never mind, I need to sleep. Okay. Bye. I don't know. But this concerns one thing at least. Although we're in the proper world, the power of finality or something else has made this place far more dangerous than Earth. Is there a direction that's relatively safer? Yes, but it's so obvious that it became suspicious. Suspicious? Yeah, it's close by. Yeah, it's close by. It's the shaft beneath this elevator to be precise. This platform that lifted us up? It can only go up and down for short distances if I'm not mistaken. Not exactly. Its structure clearly allows it to travel down further. I guess even if it's obviously a trap, we can give up trying. In that case, Bronya will try to hack this elevator control program and see what she can do. Meanwhile, you can continue searching for other potential routes. Alright. Oh god, we need to go hurry up on this one. Try it again. Waiting is another option. We'll see how the others are doing. I mean, we could wait. We could just stop, But you know what? I'll need to do it. May, I heard Kiana said you have a big red dragon? Ah, right. The only problem is I haven't regained my full power, so I can't summon Kurikara. What about having Kiana teleport us to where Funhua is? That's what I've been thinking. But in terms of imaginary, the surrounding space is rising and falling like the sea, and we don't know Fuhua's exact location. If we rush into action, I can't guarantee everyone's safety. Speaking of exact location, I've been thinking about something. Looks like we all woke up in drastically different places on the moon. Kiana, Bronya, and I woke up separately in fragmentary bubble universes. Durandal, I, and Sushang woke up in the new Atra. So did Sarachan and company. What will Fuhua's situation be? Maybe she went looking for Kevin. All the more reason to help her. Moreover, if we don't press Kevin, we may never know the truth about Honkai. Right. Whoa, this goes pretty deep. And if we get knocked down from here, it'd be like that time when I need to think about it. Durandal, did you find anything new? Nothing, but one thing caught my attention. If the elevator ever to go down, why could it only move between two floors? Compared to a flower blocked it, or we didn't activate it correctly. I think the most probable reason is someone did it on purpose. That makes sense, as the sanctuary isn't far away. Too bad we didn't find any other operating mechanisms after checking. Hmm? Durandal notices Kiana staring at her. Before I got to know you, I thought you were a bruiser, but I realized that you're a master of all trades and knowledgeable in every field. I was just guessing. It's not going to help us. What we really need is the ability to solve problems, which is what you and Bronya are doing, instead of talking about them. Really? Now I feel a little embarrassed. Let's do our best. The elevator. Did Bronya do it? Bronya, how was it? It took some time, but it came out alright. However, the moment Bronya hacked in, Bronya felt a power that doesn't belong to herself. It's arguably weakest in the elevator's control program. The elevator is this elevator is without a drop, a trap. And we have no choice? Uh-huh. Durandal, what do you think? If our opponent was to see us, I'd say we go see them. I know you prefer acting immediately to planning prudently. If you are stalled by an elevator, then you're not qualified to meet Kevin. I'm afraid that's our opponent's message. I understand. Let's get going then. Sere, please stay here for us. Okay, leave it to me. have to fight the final boss. Bruh. Well, it'll be here soon. What is it? Once it began descending, the elevator was enveloped by a force that caused it to act outside its programming. So that's why the space around it began distorting. And it turns out there will be more other tests before we reach the bottom. Hey, don't worry too much. Since you're here, make peace with it. We have to learn to adapt and things will sort themselves out. I don't think something as trivial as an elevator can stop the five of us. Sushang, don't be careless. And who do we got this time? She suddenly remembered a phrase. I want to know what I can do. Hey, don't worry. You'll have a lifetime to figure that out. If divided by its long life, it clearly came from a faraway beginning. A time when the suffering had come before the good had begun. Hua, no need to continue. Oh my god, there it is. I've tasted your willpower. I don't think so. She could barely hold her sword in hand. The pain from the reaction was eating away at her exhausted body along her nerves. Less than 3 minutes. That's how long Less than 3 minutes. That was how long Garuda could last against the diabolical. But she managed to hold her sword in her hand. The battle isn't over yet. I don't intend to fight you to the death, so you ought to pay attention to your surroundings. The instant she shifted her focus from the battle, she understood what he meant. Several corporeal divine keys had appeared from nowhere on the empty ramp. No need to be confused. They were always here, as our epitaph, frozen in time. Hua, in the past, Suena partially kept the truth about finality from you. Before you entered the cryopod, we said finality would destroy everything, and we'd leave the sanctuary to build a new civilization. That much is true. And when you woke up 5,000 years ago, we told you a new civilization had sprouted. But that was merely sophistry and self-deception. There has only been one budding of humanity. The difference between these two eras only lies in the changes after the start. Her head pounding. She was aware she did not know the whole truth, but even so, she had never envisioned this possibility. The worst possibility. The start, which is 50,000 years ago for us? Yes. 50,000 years before us and 50,000 years before Raiden Mei. Humans have descended from the same group of ancestors, except for ourselves. She froze for a long time before grasping what that meant. He meant the history of Earth's civilization was but a 50,000 year cycle. In fact, pioneers and Sigmara were the outliers brought into this era by the Great Hibernation. The eras they experienced were widely different only due to changes in initial conditions and random processes. So, this is the authority of finality. Yes, this is the authority of finality. Cycling the planet, erasing civilization, resetting everything to the start. Finality is time. So put your sword away. I have no intention in continuing our fight. It will not do you, me, or anyone else any good. Kevin, you know I don't give in that easily. You're like Theresa. Theresa? Not long ago we had a duel. Worry not. Right now she's sleeping in a dream. When Project Stigma is completed, she will live freely in the newborn world like all of you. You're powerless, of course. So am I. Fuko was silent, but her pale face wore a small smile. I want to know what I can do. My power is to show you what the people of this era are willing to pay for what they believe in. A belief that's difficult to realize isn't worth holding onto. Besides, the road ahead is in no way clear. Kevin, as I see it, everyone's future is equally chaotic and equally unclear. Just like us from 50,000 years ago, we relied on our stubborn strength and untenable belief. Was that not enough to keep civilization alive? And since we could, those we watch over can do even better. Well, those are empty words. I know. That's exactly why, Kevin, my comrade, that's exactly why Fuhua became your enemy. He saw Teresa's spirit in Fuhua's eyes. It was what no amount of setback or suffering could keep down. It was the hope for a better future and the resolve to sacrifice for a cause. I see. If this is your choice, so be it. Come at me, Fuhua. He had seen this sort of fervor before in a certain harmonica playing boy. With each step, Fuhua's body slowed. With each swing, Fuhua's wound worsened. Garuda's restorative properties barely made a difference, but she did not stop, like a moth after a flame. I won't allow this battle to be your end. Not fully wanting to, he shot down the moth. Pourquoi? There was no answer. Having made it across 50,000 years, she leaned against a broken wall quietly, sword in hand. I promise you will live in a world without Honkai. And those you believe in will receive the best ending possible. When the time comes, a tombstone of our era will be erected by your hands. The sound of footsteps came from the distance, interrupting his music. There was someone who would not have appeared here according to Project Stigma. I thought you didn't want to get involved. Who knows? After all, who doesn't like a heroine? Wait, who the hell? Who was that? Oi, who was that? I'm getting more confused. The heroines of this era find themselves in another mire as expected, and even Li Sushang, who left home for adventure at a young age, could not help but lament the current situation. People say seeing is believing, but here in imaginary space, it's one strange thing after another. The black fire flaring up, an elevator that won't go down, space suddenly distorting. I didn't know this cabin you feared had so many skills. If Great Master has trained for 5,000 years, he probably didn't waste a day in 50,000 years. I have a feeling it isn't all Kevin's doing. During my descent on Serpent, the Kevin I saw didn't display the ability to overcome the Harsher of the Void. That's not entirely true, Miss Raiden. I've been reading a detective novel that says, when you have eliminated all which is impossible, then whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Susam, this doesn't apply if you don't have any clues. Is that so? Yeah, but the point is, who isn't who's trapped us here, but how we get out and keep going. After looking around, they were able to confirm one thing. While the elevator descended endlessly, space was rapidly rebuilding itself as Kiana and May had experienced in mind space. When the light returned, a corner of the extra dimension appeared before them, an eerie, foreboding labyrinth. We're in a labyrinth, so we just need to find its exit. And the best way to do that is to split up, and the first one to find the exit can call the others, but doing so might put us right where our enemy wants us. Bronya was about to cut in, but you beat Bronya to it. But Kiana summed up it nicely. Whether this is Kevin's doing or not, these obstacles are not clearly meant to slow us down. And giving us a series of choices in various situations may be just a way to conceal the tactical intention of taking us down one by one. Yeah, unless it's necessary, we should stick together. In that case, to ensure we don't lose any confidence in this imaginary space, please let Sushang and I take lead in battles. You three make the perfect team. This way, when we come across a tough opponent, you'll be refreshed and ready to fight. This reminds me of a tunnel that crosses through the bubble universe. But the physics should be pretty different, right? Even for a maze, this is too quiet. There are no traps on the path and monsters waiting to jump out. Uh... Ah... No problem, Kiana. Piece of cake. Indeed, these enemies aren't that powerful. Let's take care of them quickly. Let's go! How much damage is that? 100k, huh? Not much, huh? Damn, that looks cool. Alright, it really is quite strange. This doesn't have human form, but you take them out, they turn into a mess. It's like when bonus try to step us like NPCs. wait, that's a different one. Oh no. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, we're good to go, I guess. We're good to go, I guess. Let's go. Yo? It might mean not be very strong, but these assassins just keep coming. If what Bronya said is right, they're just like an endless stream of honkai beasts. Ugh, that sounds exhausting. Let's quickly find an exit. That's weird. It feels like we've been walking forever, but there's still no sign of an exit everywhere. Just like when we were dragged into the theater of domination by the puppets. I was also brought to the theater of domination by Otto. But according to Genius, this area isn't as large as the theater of domination. It feels more like the infinite cloister. Infinite cloister? Dr. Einstein said during the Battle of Second Eruption, Siren created a closed space known as the Infinite Cloister to trap Kiana's parents. But by attacking one point repeatedly with all their might, their attacks tunneled through the Infinite Cloister and forced Siren to separate it from her body, brute forcing their way through. It reminded me of a certain flame chaser in the Elysian realm. It taught me that even if you're stuck in imaginary space, you can breach the space itself by attacking it with everything you've got. With that said, it's unclear if the maze is closer to the realm of domination, the Infinite Cloister, or the Elysian realm, or if it's completely different from all three. This is purely a feeling, but I feel like it's not so much a completed structure as natural occurrences. The space appears to extend indefinitely, and there isn't really a sense of being closed off. So, like our previous encounter, as a space that's more natural and open, it might grow on its own. In other words, this space will grow as we go, generating new paths. I see. Much like what you and Fuha experienced in the Theater of Domination. But how would you confirm it? By repeatedly testing and comparing data at different locations? Nope. Just find the loopholes that exist and you're good. She pointed to as far as the eye could see. When we move forward, the path moves forward. So when we stand still, the path also stands still. So what happened when we go somewhere even further than the horizon from here? But you said if we move forward, the path moves. Oh, I get it. Then it's up to Kiana. Yep, at the Theater of Domination, the puppets trapped Fuhua and me by tearing down one wall to build the other. Back then, we had to spend a lot of time figuring it out, but with Kiana here, we can get straight to the answer. Well, I'll give it a try. For Kiana, who had now regained her authority, teleporting in flat spacetime was easy. At a snap of her fingers, the black portal appeared before everyone's eyes. There you go. What? We're back to where we started? It's probably my fault. I'll give it another try. Wait, Kiana, before blindly trying again, let's analyze what went wrong. You can say the space is open, but what about the space shape? While it isn't the same as the infinite cloister, the most confusing element of any maze is how it's shaped. That makes sense. Maybe we overlooked something before. Kiana closed her eyes. For the horizon of the void, perceiving space was effortless. It's like taking a breath, like a beat of her heart, constantly happening so long as she is alive, like the sense of touch of her smell. Only when she concentrated on it did this sense occur in her subjective consciousness. The veil covering the truth drifted to the ground. Unlike the bridge before, the more distant this space was, the more complex it became on a higher dimension, like turning gears meshed together. It was not only difficult to picture the space or locate a single gear, but also painful as the senses were crushing the mind back and forth. But she refused to quit. After all, her friends were counting on her. With this thought in mind, she opened a portal once more. However, the world seemed to mock her efforts. On the other end of the portal was not the end, but the past. She tried several times, each time changing the position of the doorway and the landing point, but the result was still unsatisfactory. One more try. Could she get it? Kiana, take a break. Alright. I'm sorry, Kiana, but Bronya has been thinking, and the conclusion is, this isn't your problem. It's Bronya making the wrong assumption. But thanks to your efforts, Bronya was able to figure it out so quickly. It's not the maze that's changing, but us. More specifically, there's likely a special force field above us that's following us. This force field makes it so that you can use your spatial ability beyond the maze. Force field? What do you mean? Bronya should have explained it better. To put it more graphically, it's like an electromagnetic wave. You should know why it can travel through vacuum. Yes, a changing electric field gives rise to changing magnetic field and vice versa. And so electromagnetic waves continue to travel to infinity. So you mean the space beneath us can extend infinitely on its own like an electromagnetic wave? But if that's true, it shouldn't merely form a limited closed loop. Right, this phenomenon is hard to explain. A field that occurs on itself shouldn't form a stable space. But in a bubble universe in the sea of quanta, different forces are interacting. Different forces interacting like yin and yang? Hmm? The way of the heavens lies in yin and yang. The way of the earth lies in flexibility and rigidity. The way of the human lies in kindness and justice. All things exist because two conflicting forces. Two conflicting forces. What are you thinking? Well, if two different forces intertwine, they may result in a new balance, just like... No, forget it. Looks like my guess might accidentally make sense. At the very least, we should test it if the Herser and the Stigma awaken share this individual relationship. You mean the composition of our team is what caused this maze to trap us? It's just a guess, but it doesn't cost us anything to test it out, right, Barnya? Indeed. We can test the hypothesis so long as we split it appropriately. Well then, give it a try, eh? Sounds good. Better than everyone being stuck here. Uh-huh. Then I'll stick with Durandal and you three will stick together. We'll go to separate directions, but how will we contact each other? If the space here doesn't change in a pattern, need I use my Hersher of Thunder powers to call you? That's one way to do it, but Kiana, I want you to take this. This is the genius we use at Colostan? Yes, in most cases, it'll pinpoint our location. Honkai! Yes, Hana! It is Honkai! Hello! With May's ability, there shouldn't be any issues. Let's start. Go ahead. Alright, let's go. I need the gems. Hey, I think we got it. Maybe. Alright, this should be far enough. Let's contact Kiara. We don't need to go any further. You happen to be cautious about experiments. After all, who knows what will happen? What is it? Why isn't Kiana's genius working? Looks like there's a mishap. Is that Dr. Schrodinger? Bingo, but if you can hear my voice, then the space you're in is likely no longer stable. So that's why we can't receive Kiana's signal? Basically, yes. I was studying this not long ago. Want to hear what I found? Of course, but we're in a hurry to check on Kiana and the others. Haha, just as anxious as you were when you were a child. Don't worry, your concerns and my findings are come from the same source. Does this mean the very existence of Stigma Awakened will serve to expand and be a cornerstone of Project Stigma? I see. From how you perform afterwards, I need not only to tell you the bad news at the time. What exactly are you guys talking about? Remember when we discussed that the bubble universe ruled by the moon has nothing to do with Earth? In fact, planets can dominate space only because, astronomically speaking, they are the center of gravity. For the universe, planets may not be different from the page of pegs on the walls, painting imaginary engines on the picture that is a galaxy. And when we zoom in on this picture, you can see several holes near Earth. Holes? Are you referring to imaginary singularities? Yes, just as the gravitational singularity forms a black hole, an imaginary singularity tears apart the surface of reality. In contrast, your Stigma Awakened are doing the opposite, which is attaching the patches of phenomena to the torn reality. Phenomena? Does it have anything to do with that island Nagamitsu envisioned? The term phenomena may be too obscure, but you can understand the phenomena as the connections between essences. Hershey's push something simple to its extreme, where stigma we can string together different things to create something new. Life is a bridge. Life is a bridge. Its greatness does not come from its purpose. It connects the moon, the dusk, and the dawn. A spontaneous meaning expands in the process. Something like that? It can be understood in the way in terms of free will, and not just stigma awaken. Based on the two sentences, I hope that everyone can be in their own greatest solvers and saviors. At the very least, as you can see, those searchers that have humanity have more or less done that. But we're not here to analyze the meaning for life. The point is I was trying to make is those bearing stigma are like spiders born to spin webs. Project Stigma in turn weaves a web so large that it can even bind and absorb finality. But this web is still being woven. It requires the stigma awaken and the dreams of others to weave phenomena, irrespective of anyone's will. And this is, as I told to Bianca, bad news. But even then, she had told me she was confident that she and her friends could deal with the crisis. Ha! As I say, when there's a will, there's a way. Well, Dr. Compass, looks like you found something, yeah? Dr. Compass? Never mind, you can have fun with your nicknames. At any rate, Project Stigma is like weaving a web, and Hersher are the sparks that can burn this web before it's done. So Word Server's web in Project Stigma was to target and seal all Hersher cores? Yes, and not only that, if a Hersher can split their powers into several parts, they can use this power to weave another web in reverse, like matters forming a solar system under gravity. So then, the Stigma Awakened and Hershers are like two poles in a magnet? It's not most accurate analogy, but it's helpful. For example, if you think Yana's genius isn't working, but in reality, time has barely passed for them after you left. What? While time is frozen for them, it's flying by for us? Right, but this makes the previous analogy a lot more complicated. In this space related to Project Stigma, your distance in imaginary space increases exponentially after leaving 3 Hershers. As a result, you can't receive their genie signal because of spatio-temporal desynchronization. So if you follow the initial coordinates back, you'll likely find that they only just left. The Hersher authorities can affect the imaginary space more than the awakened stigmata in you too. This ensures you can close the distance when you're approaching each other. Well, that's good. We can still return to where we were and tell them what we found. What then? According to Dr. Compass, we still have to split up, right? One side adds, one side subtracts, and the end result is that looping maze. You're right, but this gives us an opportunity. Let's start? Go ahead. We can see Durandal and Liu Sushang. They're so fast. What's wrong, Mei? Something's off. We haven't gone very far, but they... Huh? They're coming back. They are. What's this about? Hi, we got things done and came back. I'm telling you, what we're gonna do will make your jaws drop. We plan to run back to Earth on our legs. Hey? In short, we do plan to return to Earth from the moon on foot. Huh? I know this sounds ridiculous, but... The Randall relates Schrodinger's thought on this situation to Kiana and the others. That's the theory. If you're far enough apart, then you who are Hershers should be able to easily leave this maze. Return to the real moon and reach the bottom of the pit. But then the distance between the moon and the Earth is 380,000 kilometers. Even if you're physically stronger than Hershers, Bronya can't fathom how you make the journey. With the help of Honkai energy, of course. We plan on borrowing the power of Project Stigma. Eh? The project of Power Stigma has opposite effect on Hershers and the Stigma Awaken. But since we passively helping Project Stigma weave a web, then this maze must be a hub from which Project Stigma controls Earth. Why? Remember how I mentioned earlier that the space near the moon was too stable for Sumeru to work? In that case, a Stigma Awaken can't be expand the imaginary space spontaneously like we're doing. So Word Serpent is quite cautious about operating imaginary space. The area we're in can't be derived space without practical use. This is, of course, all conjecture. The real proof is this. These are the projections of the information captured by Sumeru. They clearly all belong to our Earth. Among them are stations, roads, plazas, parks, shores, and other places we know. Not far from us, such jumbled information is rushing toward the moon and is somehow processed and transferred back to Earth. So, as Stigma awakened, we can't hitch a ride on Project Stigma to return to Earth and find people that can help. It's hitchhiking and paddling upstream at the same time. I calculated it'd take about 48 hours of flight using God's bane thrusters to reach the imaginary area near Earth. Then we can use Sumaru to float to real space, learn the study of real Earth, and plan from there. Since Dr. Schrodinger thought his Jigsaw SQ wasn't directly affected by Project Stigma, then Nakamitsu has possibly carried out the first stage of island operation. Ah, this island operation is a set of experiments and technology Jigsaw gathered from the data that it collected over the past 6 months. Simply put, by using techniques from the bubble universe, it can protect certain locations from any imaginary attack, including her share of finality and Project Stigma. Since it's unable to affect the entire world, Durandal didn't talk about it? But what if Kevin finds out about your movement and intervenes? Then we would be see it like you were. But Word Sumper won't tamper with this path much with Project Stigma already in progress. What's more likely is that even if they do find out, they won't be able to intervene precisely. There is too much in doing it. I see. In that case, it's definitely worth a try. At any rate, being unable to change the situation is the worst thing. But as searchers, we'll need to figure out our ways of fighting. Speaking of which, I know something that might be of help. According to Dr. Schrodinger, in the moon pit we were supposed to descend into, there's an extinguished immovable point. Is it the records of finality? It may be connected, but this point seems to have been mechanically modified twice. Even Dr. Schrodinger finds it state fascinating. As a wreckage, it resembles both finality and a whole wormhole partially, which is to say, long ago someone may have constructed an imaginary path between Earth and the moon using the power of finality. If you can use it right, it might become a weakness of Project Stigma. Nonetheless, we must be careful about stimulating the power of finality. Compared to what Supernexus's plans, what we need to do is to find a positive destiny that belongs to us all. A positive destiny. Not everyone lives their life to the fullest by following their heart, right? Following their heart. Yeah. That's a very good way of putting it, May. That was a message Alicia left behind. She was Kevin's comrade 50,000 years ago, and sacrificed before finally descended. I understand. Perhaps World Serpent... No, Kevin. He wants us to go beyond Project Stigma more than anyone, right? Uh-huh. At any rate, we can't just stand by and watch the world we love made into a plaything of those that want to regulate it. Project Sigma got us good, but if we regroup, everyone at St. Freya, Entropy, Shixal, I know we can put together a plan that goes beyond finality. We can do it if you could return to Earth. If Dr. Tesla and Nagamitsu were here, they'd agree. I see. They're probably thinking about... Alright, Durandal, let the scientists do their job. Our job, on the other hand, is to find a way back to Earth, right? You're right. We should waste more time here. So according to Dr. Schrodinger, once your distance away, Kiana can use the authority of the void to return us to the real moon, right? Right. As for Hua, she needs your help. Kevin will likely be our opponent. He's not invincible, but it's perhaps too early to battle it out. Right. Our main goal is to meet back on Earth, and I've always believed that Kevin isn't an enemy, but a competitor. If this is a game, maybe the first half isn't even halfway through? Yes, and winning battle isn't important. What we need to win is war. We need to win this war. So, this is goodbye, everyone. Good luck. And so the two teams said their goodbyes and went their separate ways. And not long after, the two S-rank Valkyries from Shixal received another message from Dr. Schrodinger. Only this time, there was an uninvited guest in their way. Uh-oh. Hi, nice to meet you, S-rank Valkyrie from Shixal. Please take care of it, Who is she? I Hyperion out. Hey, the mysterious person Sally met. You can trust her. Isn't that the name of an AI oversee Theresa's flagship? The unsinkable ship of eternal reincarnation. It is indeed the source of my birth. But she and I are separate beings. After all, I have A in my name. And if I understand correctly, you're planning to use the energy hub to Project Stigma to attempt retrograding toward Earth, right? That's right. If you're looking for a lift back to Earth, be my guest. Godspeed will work for so long as it has Honkai energy. By using Project Stigma's own conduits, it won't be an issue to bring another traveler. Thank you, but as the term eternal reincarnation points out, I live in the pseudo-time crystal. Compared to you all, I enjoy greater freedom in Project Stigma. In that case, you chosen good time to show up here. Was it to tell us something? Exactly. You should have already learned from Sally that finality has already occurred several times throughout history. Additionally, some new information should help you prepare for Kiana and the others' return to Earth. You sure do know a lot. Did Dr. Compass tell you all this? No, from our point of view, she's observed the future when you reunite on Earth. That's why she has reluctant to tell Sally the way back. The time wasn't right. I apologize. Wait, observe the future? For Project Sigma, everything happens in the future. This sounds a bit opaque. Technically speaking, my existence is similar to Sumeru in Project Baluka, the pseudo-time crystal. In layman's terms, it's circular time. Of course, circular time doesn't exist on our planet, which is why the crystal is only pseudo. Threads of Destiny and the Cycle of Finality are both unnatural mechanics, so is Project Stigma, which was created to counter them. When the authority of finality is taken away, Project Stigma will inherit its emperor attribute. Only during the construction of Project Stigma will Earth time will be non-linear. I'm sorry, but I'm struggling to follow. You say you're similar to Sumeru? In what way? Meaning that as a part of pseudo-time crystal, I can see all possible futures of Project Stigma. Humans rely on time to think, and observation consumes energy. Therefore, I'm not omniscient. Furthermore, for Project Sigma, time is non-linear. And so, because everything happens in the future, I'm able to do what I can to help you. The process is like dreaming. Dreaming? When night puts us to sleep, we become actors playing roles on a stage. What about the day? That is when we learn our roles in the real world. And you didn't come to the theater to play a role, but to see our show. For Finality and Project Stigma, the world is a stage. Only the former cares about the ending of the story, while the latter cares about continuing the story. The placement of humans isn't as important. For humans, the end result is quite painful, but not because they're being seen as insignificant. It's quite the opposite. It's because the original force wishes to embrace us and love every one of us in a way beyond us. That's why the origin betrayed finality, and Project Stigma is the worst plan. So Project Stigma uses human stories to set the stage for human civilization? Even if it wipes out humanity? That's spot on. What about you? You don't exist as human do you? Yes, but I do hope that all of you can have your own story. The machine called I Hyperion A said she could see the future in her dreams. She said she dreamed of the fate of origin and finality and the end of the signet of deliverance. But instead of that, she said every second of real history still brought her new surprises. After all, even if the moon only ever faced the earth with one side, each night and each person's heart, it would be different. Okay. Oh boy, we're not even done chapter 32, buddy. We're not even going chapter 33 yet. That's just a long ass time. Oh, we're going down now. Let's go. Ah, we finally made it out now. Now we... Wait. Dang. What is it? I can't sense Wuhua anywhere. Her share of sentience? No luck. We might have come too late. Kevin shouldn't kill Wuhua, but... Let's go see Kevin. Clap, clap. Who's there? Without warning, a strange woman appeared before their eyes. She sat peacefully among the ruins of the moon, as though it was not a desolate planet but a sunny pasture, as though she has grown accustomed to such lonely time over countless days and nights. Hello, everyone. Brave girls are the best. She tilted her head, brought an index finger to her lips. Like an innocent child, she smiled brightly. I'm sure you're all very confused, and that's why I'm here. I'll answer each of your questions. Don't worry, my sire won't interrupt. I'd love to help you out. So before that, please rest a while here. This person... So we finally meet. If I'm not mistaken, you're Hare, the initiator of Project Stigma. Wow, our first meeting has hasty, yet you still remember me. That warms my heart. Since I already knows who I am, I cut my flowery introduction short. As she said so, she jumped down from where she perched. Yes, I'm codenamed Hare from within Word Serpent, and I'm in charge of Project Stigma. As for my name, it's Mr. In Sharia. Oh, Mr. Sharia. Sharia? Yes, but I'm not human. I'm a crystal of Sharik stigma. Ah, you don't seem to know what a stigma crystal is. Let's not rush things. Are you come from afar? I assume you haven't seen the final crater yet. Let's talk while we walk, shall we? This... Right. You're all concerned about Fuka's safety, right? Don't worry. Sai wouldn't want to hurt her, only temporarily making her unable to fight. Well, we're jumping again. Before we're talking about Sire, where are we? You said you were Crystal Sharik's terror. Ah, right. Thank you, Bronya. Anyway, let's begin with who I am. Crystal is no metaphor. I'm not human, but a brand new species brought to this world by the Stigmata Project. To borrow a classical term, I'm a form. Maybe you met with enemies similar to me in the previous mazes. They're seeds of ideas, artificial life temporarily staying in an incomplete state. Since they're not yet mature into forms, they tend to be hostile, which why they attacked you before you were there. After you were there. After all, Project Stigma is not yet complete. Even Stigmata themselves need some tuning. Easy for you to say, but if we take it literally, the purpose of Project Stigma is to create something like you, an existence between humans and Stigmata? That's right. I'm not expecting knowledge from you, but as a product of Project Sigma, we're more a means than an end. What do you mean? We're a vehicle for civilization, just like humanity. Though, maybe that's too abstract. Let me explain with an example. As they all approach each other, the strange conversation ran through the minds of all three. Oh, what the hell? Before Project Stigmata is completed, there is a chance for humanity to put an end to it and find a better alternative. This is absurd. It's like trying to teach ants on a plane to the point cars. Point, point car? Poincares? Poincare? Conjecture. What? The person that brought me into this world doesn't know about Poincar. And why compare yourself to an ant when you inherited knowledge and wisdom from humans? Humanity can't overcome anything, neither can we. That is the only thing that taught me. The idea you inherited has been through a lot. But this conversation has proved humanity can break away from fate, and so can we. Before Project Stigma, before Project Stigma is completed, there is a chance for humanity to put an end into it and find a better alternative. Are they talking in the spiritual world? Not so much talking as repeating. Yeah, they're only seeds of ideas. They aren't capable of creating new ideas. Just like, oh, I'll save this example for later. Bronya hates a cliffhanger. I have to spill the tea before it's time. Then why didn't you tell me when these sounds are coming from? Even though we never met, you're more reasonable. Unsurprising, since we both worked for support center before. These voices are collected from people's dreams. Yes, the same people that Project Stigma has already absorbed. And since you're so interested, I'll show you some more, yeah? Humanity will eventually perish. Mantis, divine keys, all struggles but an elegy before the coffin lid falls on us all. But civilization won't die. Like Sar said, this is the initial purpose of Project Stigma. You know the fire in London that took tens of thousands of lives? That was the last memory I inherited from the culprit. Don't leave me with that memory. I understand the pain, or rather, it's why I'm here. So please accept Project Stigma and face your sins with me. You must fill the cracks of your souls with your own bloods and tears. It's not hypocrisy, but putting your soul to rest. This is getting really creepy. But about the fire, Bronya remembers there being a fire in London, but that should have been hundreds of years ago. That's right. For Project Stigma, the information it can gather isn't limited to the present. All history and culture, so long as it's part of human civilization, can nourish the stigma. You should be familiar with that, right? She looked at Bronya when she spoke. What she meant was obvious. Strange. She seemed to have some kind of feeling toward the harsher of reason. You might have collected fragments of consciousness, but there's still something that confused me from the start. Why would Project Stigma be used like this to fight finality? Ah, you're misunderstood, May. Project Stigma is not a way to fight finality. The end it can reach can be described as embracing and transcending finality. Embracing? Ah, you've heard this somewhere before, May? Since you fight against Honkai, you must wish to know where finality comes from, hmm? Sir will want to tell you about this himself, but it won't hurt to tell you a little bit beforehand. You mean, World Jumper knows where harsher finality comes from? Absolutely. After all, we're all successors to the mods. But to tell this tale, we'll have to go somewhere else. Try to keep up. Man, we're literally going anywhere, huh? Bruh. Bro, really? We are actually going to the start? That sucks. Oh, wait. Okay, that's basically just like us to interact that thing. Oh, come on! Again? Really? Welcome to the final crater. If I waited you here, could I have welcomed you with that line? This is the safe where generations of civilizations fought for their fate. Humanity fell over and over, the cycle went on. Innumerable dissimilar wills created similar fates, and they all ended here. Kiana Kazalana, Bronya Saichik, Raiden Mei. How lucky and sad you to be Hershers that are free from the samsara. Samsara? Yes, the endless cycle of death and rebirth of this world. Haven't you garnered info on it? If someone hadn't cut the thread of fate 50,000 years ago, the cycle would have continued on Earth. Even though the thread is broken, as long as humans can't live together with Honkai, imaginary energy will continue to flow into Cocoon of Finality and catalyze the birth of Answer of Finality. In that case, if we destroy the Cocoon of Finality of something, World Serpent wants to do the same, but that's impossible, Kiana. After all, if you want to see the Cocoon of Finality, you probably need to have the power of Finality. Especially for Kyu, Kiana. That means you need to become the Hersher of Finality. But how is that possible? Discussing finality is like discussing death. No one has come back from death. We can't discuss what dying feels like. If we use this metaphor, then what the word serpent is doing is basically redefining death. Oh, come on! But on a more serious note, my statement about death is only served to prove my arrogance. Although I'm capable of trading the boundary between dream and reality, I'm incapable of witnessing truth beyond space and time. Like the wreckage of finality that has turned into moon rocks, you will not awaken again due to Sire and everything you shoulder. If I wouldn't have been able to escape from the vast stigma space and appear before you, if it weren't for a path paved by my senior. Senior? Yes, and an irredeemable one at that. Thinking of something, Harry stared at Bronya and let out a low sigh. Huh? Bronya means to ask something else. You said the statue like great finality would never awaken because of everything Kevin and we shoulder. What does that mean? If you're the anchor point in the sea, then Project Stigma stands for the broad sky. You're down to earth and Project Stigma sounds far-fetched, but you're actually trying to solve the same solution. Ah, if you find it too metaphorical, we can approach it from another angle. To breed form is not the fundamental purpose of World Serpent. It's only a life form suitable to go beyond finality and carry on human civilization. You mean World Serpent hasn't found a way for common people to go beyond finality at all? You can say that. After all, if we can accomplish that, why would we gather here on the barren moon and fight each other for their own justice? In the terms of overthrowing humanity and destroying lives, you're no different from the Hersher of finality. From where you stand, I guess so. What civilization? The passing of years and generations? The flashing by of different faces and similar stories? abstracted into blurry consciousness and ideas. Eventually, faces fade away and stories are lost, simplified into featureless existences, just like those seeds of idea. The argument between you and Ward Serpent is whether such existence is a representation of civilization or the nature of civilization. We just want our normal lives back. But childhood will end, and adults will take responsibility for the world. Then Project Stigma is a crappy way to be responsible. But it's fair. Haven't you heard the saying that you can have both freedom and equity? Freedom and equity are not absolute. We can't accept Project Stigma because it's absolute. This is a technical issue, Bronya, because absolute is the most operable. For example, Project Stigma will not exclude people from civilization simply because they're bad or have done evil. The stigma will record all ideas created by human history, regardless of their worth. On top of that, if human civilization is good, then the integration brought by the Project Stigma will also be good. Even if no one will be able to feel the goodness, why won't they? Be it humans that were Herschers, Durandal, Lisu Xiang, or me, everyone can continue with their life in their new world. You only need to patiently wait until Earth is liberated by Project Stigma. The only difference is in the new world, infants will not undergo the overlong process of learning and growing. They will sense everything that is known, namely ideals, perception, and the wills in your language via the stigma at birth. To my knowledge, that's meant many people seek about a lifetime. People don't grow up overnight, of course, but that only applies to humans. For life forms with stigmata, they begin their journey into the unknown on the shoulders of humans. This is also known as ending childhood with civilization. Everyone, please don't forget my introduction. I'm not human, but a new species brought upon this world by Project Stigma. For me, those static dull seeds of idea are not much different from the first birds of southern apes. Alright, talking too much about myself deviates from the intention. I'm fully understood, you protect Hina in the story, but not the story itself. It's highly different from my form of existence, but I do look forward to seeing the fruits of your endeavor may yield. Such as surpassing the extent itself, step by step. Are you saying... I said nothing. But I believe on Project Stigma's main battlefield, you can make a difference. Project Stigma's main battlefield? Earth? Yeah, where answers to all mysteries are kept. Not this dead planet. If you wish to free humanity from Project Stigma, reach the final blockade and head there. That is, if you can seize the opportunity. Why tells us this? It goes against your position. Position? Ah, you misunderstood me. I'm helping where something complete Project Stigma. Because of a ridiculous trait. Looks like you've got quite some stories to tell. Strictly speaking, they don't belong to the present me. Anyway, they're meaningless and trivial compared to yours. Branya looked at her with watchful eyes, waiting her every word. Hare just typed softly and said no more. The silence was awkward. Branya, what do you think? No flaws, but no substance either. Indeed, what she says sounded astonishing, but that was it. Well, only one question remains. Why is she telling us this? Knowing her thoughts, Hare sighed bitterly. I knew it would be tough to win your trust. Makes sense though. From humanity's perspective, everything I did is unacceptable. No matter how much I explain, it's hard to say they benefit humanity directly. Good thing you know. Long ago, someone told me if you act in the best interest of someone, they eventually understand you even if they didn't like the choices you made. The reason why we're in this situation is probably that I don't understand humanity well enough. She lowered her eyes and sank into some kind of reminiscence. If I help you more, will the trust between us grow? I know you wish to confront Sire, and he's also expecting you, but even if you simply intend to have a friendly exchange, you probably ended up disappointed. Not necessarily. Sudden gas stopped her there, without any saying how did this for Bronya. With Mace groans and Kiana screams in the background, Harry's voice sounds like in Brony's ears like... Huh. Groans and Kiana screams in the background. Harry's voice sounded in Bronya's ears between vortices of power. If you have to see him and put yourselves in danger, before that, please allow me to remove the strange project Stigma has imposed on you. Dull pain and shock radio faded. The girls exchanged the same look of astonishment. Hey, you... The spiritual restraint is gone? The girl named Thunder was discharging electricity again. In the ignorance towards the gaze, Branya looked at her own hands. So, Branya also... But before she could think, a sudden emptiness attacked her. As if a puncher balloon strength as mighty as she floated into her body and then vanished instantly. A cacophony of voices sounded in the depths of her awareness, their past and will sealed in the hidden reason's core. What's going on? The Harsher core rejected me? When she opened her eyes, She saw three pairs of concerned eyes. They were Kiana's, May's, and Haris. At least May isn't having the same reactions. Bronya, are you okay? Bronya shook her head and looked down at her hands. As she expected, they looked powerless. Sorry, but judging by conditions, I can't help you more. Why is... I've lifted the spiritual restraint on you, which should have restored you to your state before coming to the moon. But the reality is the opposite, so I assume... She gave Bronya a meaningful look. The root of the problem lies in the origin of his power. As she said, I can feel the Hershey core rejecting me. But this has never happened before. What's going on? When Hari meets Bronya's eyes, she simply blinked and smiled calmly. It's not an illusion. She's keeping something from us. Bronya? Don't worry. I'm okay. The question is, Kiana, May, are you two ready? The girls froze for a second, then showed a knowing smile. Of course. I may not be the right person to say this, but you have zero chance of winning if you face worse Sunburn's desire in your current state. If you choose to recuperate, I'll create a suitable space for you, and he'll gladly wait on, as long as Project Sigma hasn't fully converted Earth. Despite that, you still insist on talking to him right now? They pointed out we must get back to Earth as soon as possible. Even if we recuperate, we can't shorten the power gap between us and Kevin. It'll only make him look down on us. That's right. Surprisingly, Hari looked at Bronya for a moment. Her respect seemed meaningful. That explains. I understand. Please go ahead then. He's not too far down. I hope the information provided by Sarah is helpful. God, this is a never-ending fucking part, huh? Good lord. This is never-ending, buddy. This is never-ending. The name and Kevin stood amid its silence, as he had been accustomed to for 50,000 years. In the past, he had let the tides of memory and true thoughts crash into him, while ruminating on a past that had eluded all for tens of thousands of years, until now, when he stopped dwelling on the superfluous. Today, he only needed to wait, for the river of time had long since flowed into the sea. It's over? It's over. Good. Aren't you curious about what I did? You looked somewhat surprised when I came to you actively. I even reminded you that dream catching can only aid Project Stigma so much. Aren't you worried? No need. Yeah, no need. Everything is futile. But every futile effort means something to humanity, don't you agree? If not, then what did you do to that for? The fluctuations of nearby space brought by the flowers of finality has not fully subsided. That's only a way of communicating. Withdraw yourself. They're coming. You have to fight them first before I actually done with this thing. I've been 3 hours, man. Can we skip this? No? Oh, screw you. Man, I think I'm gonna skip it. You know what? Nah. Let's continue a bit. Let's get another thing straight first. Fuhua isn't here. Fuhua? She's my only comrade left in this world, and an unbearable opponent. But Project Stigma doesn't need that, so I didn't mind giving her a moment's rest on my own way. In other words, it's the same thing you did back in North Africa, right? I'm just happy to know she's fine. Indeed, but more importantly, as with her, I won't reject your request for battle. Kevin, I know the whole of that history, and why you'd have to do this. So this is not a duel, but a conversation. You can ask. Bronya will go first. No matter the cost, humanity shall perch on. For you, the cost included humanity itself, doesn't it? You got one thing wrong, her share of reason. Humanity will never die. Even if the human race ceases to exist, civilization will be passed down. It's the same as dinosaurs evolving into birds. Even if we'll choose today humanity to extinction, species can only choose between extinction and stagnation. Humanity is not an exception. Right then, May, you know full well, there are no perfect solutions. Of course I know that what prices you paid to get hold of the worst of plans. But Kevin, before all is settled, we from this era have reasons to find a better solution. I'm not talking about Kiana, Bronya, Fuhua, or myself. I'm talking about everyone living in the moment. The Moss were once an organization where the majority ruled. You saw what became of it. That's no reason for you to decide the fate of humanity. When finality decides the fate of humanity, it needs no reason. If you say so, Kevin, I have a question that bothers me the most. The finality. What is it? The man looked up. Through a veil of Honkai energy, he gazed into the bottomless darkness above. He fell from the sky that day. The people on the ground looked up and thus saw the starry sky, night sky. Some belief in familiar civilization will easily develop mutual animosity. But in all fairness, this is common among people who mate by chance, since such a self-destructive tendency can be viewed as the original sin of wisdom. Then the fear of loneliness and the longing for the same kind must be equally prevalent on a cosmic scale. So imagine such a being deep in the starry sky. Like humans, they are rooted on a planet, but unlike humans, they would further emerge with the planet. Their will is omnipresent and everlasting, and their hearts are undivided. Such a civilization existed, what do you think it wished for? As I see it, it would desperately want to hug its kind. Yes, that's the ultimate conclusion or error true. Finality is an extraterrestrial manipulator of fate. It cycles human civilization over and over, so its maker could find its kind. Hi, I'm back. How the hell? Aren't you going to sleep, my dude? That's why Project Stigma is guaranteed to succeed? Yes, it cuts into the weakness of finality and dominates it in an undefiable way. How the hell are you waking up? You sleep at like 1 hour ago. Are you taking a nap or something? Yes, it cuts into... wait. Your explanation only left Ronya one puzzle. Do you really believe this counts as defeating Honkai? No, of course not. Paying the price and defeating Honkai. That is an issue for humanity. Yeah? But I woke up. How? I'm not screaming. How the hell do you wake up? Of course, there's no doubt that I'm human. Which is exactly why I expect you to transcend everything. Oh my god. We're fighting him. We're freaking fighting him. Are you kidding? Oh boy. The presence. It's... Oh, you kidding me? Yes, it's the power of finality. Alright then. Compared to it, we're no more than blades of grass. Yeah, no. And the emotion is tireless. Its sole purpose is to cycle all things that receive civilization. I just wake up. Sure. God damn it. And it hovers above just ahead of civilization and doesn't care, just near us. I can't say! God damn it! Okay, thank you. Let's say it's the challenger. Every intelligent life in the universe is restricted between events. The barrier cannot be conquered by will, okay? Wait, you can be conquered. It's basically like Naruto. He's basic and facing Project Stigma. He's literally fucking Neji. Is this way of existing you need to challenge? The hell? He's literally Neji. It's just like, oh, destiny is impossible, and then it's just like, yeah, I don't care about the fucking destiny. Okay, hold on. Going. Yeah. He's fucking Neji in this shit. We believe our will could change destiny. This guy doesn't... this guy only accepts destiny as it is. Fuck that shit. No, you're not. I'm getting iframes, motherfucker. Iframes this bitch. Go ahead. Come on. Okay, you good. Alright. Uh-oh. I expected more from you, Hershers. Buddy, it's not over. Buddy, you're moving on a 0 health. Flames won't go cold. They will only reignite. Oh, that's 1 slash to do it. There's 2 slash to do it. 3 slash to do it. Damn, he's hot. I mean, never mind. I mean, it technically looks like Al-Haytham. You know? Oh, hold it. Yes, sir. Keep going, human researchers. Oh, you have 6 health now? You're a wuss. You're a wuss. I'm not gonna die, by the way. It's gonna stick to 1. See? I'm not gonna die. Okay, 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 okay. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. Boom. Okay, that's 5. Go, 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 go. Don't dodge it. Don't dodge it. Don't dodge it. 209k. Okay, that's good. You son of a gun. Okay. Oh, you dodging it? Come on, that's not fair. Someone saw 3 cosplayers Santa and she said ho ho. God damn. Get it? Oh my god. But why she though? I understand with the power of finality. We're not. One of them is gonna be the power, gonna be the finality anyway. The battle's just begun. Oh, you're a wuss! You're a wuss! What to do? You're a wuss! You're increase your fucking health! You bastard! What would Mr. Young do in this situation? Oh! Too slow. Well. Oh no. Wait. Oh! Oh! Yo! Fuwa! Damn, she quick. Holy crap. In the end, Fuhua and charged some sentence protected. Oh yeah, there was Senti Snap. Oh my god. Using a pseudo black hole to buy time. This is the same strategy Mr. Yang used on the moon. Alas, this outcome is unexpected, but simply buying time doesn't sound like the path you seek. Why must humans do such futile and sad things? But the outcome isn't so bad. I feel a bit sorry for my sire. By the way, what does Teacher Forehead do? Teacher Forehead? Huh? But as new friend, you spent some time together, don't we? Cute. Before she could say another word, an intense blankness assaulted her and pulled her into the darkness like anesthesia gas. Shimmer and shine? Wait, I didn't get that one. Hold on. Silence through the field, and so Bronya and her 2 friends fell into sleep in the bubble universe again. Now, teachers. Nope, still have no clue. How the hell am I back to freaking this again? The big ass forehead that shine like the sun. Yeah, but this is like, what does the teacher forehead do? Shimmer and shine. I have no fucking idea, man. Like, I don't know if you're talking a joke or like if you actually asking someone. If someone took what they were going through a dream, then right now what she was experiencing the most ludicrous part. Standing by the elevator, suddenly looked down into the dark hollow. Never mind. Yeah, I don't really get it. Like, what you're talking about? Like, was who's who's the teacher? What? How? What? Huh? You never watched Shimmer and Shine? No, that's the main reason why. An imposing might keep surging up from beneath, tainting the air with that sense of danger. Worried about her friends. Never mind, forgot it. Dude, when's that show anyway? Like, is it... Huh? When is that show? Hold on, let me check something. Shimmer and Shine. Oh, this thing. Oh, this animation. Okay, I think I remember this, but it's already a long ass time ago, man. Yeah, I think I know this one. But dude, this is already a long time ago, man. This is from 2015. That's like 7 years ago. Of course I don't remember. It's not really that much you know, like I'm sorry, dude. That animated show is not really that much to be remembered for. Like when I actually check the image, I actually know what it is, but it's just like, dude, are you thinking I'm supposed to remember that? Come on. It's not that memorable. Wherever her friend, Sally returned here after making sure the sanctuary was safe, only to find herself engulfed by the sinister air. Obviously, her partners were in the middle of an even tougher battle and their opponent. Huh? As time passed, their might grew weak. All anomalies are fading away, but why can't I sense Bronya and the others? What's happening down there? I can't simply wait here. Oh my god. Don't. I didn't remember it until I saw the show again. I only saw the picture and I know. Okay? Oh my god, this has took a long time. And I need to finish chapter 33 to actually get the stigmata for the Hershey of Origin. Down where? Why do you have to ask that? Hmm? Hmm, should be this way. A fight must have happened ahead. But no traces of Bronya or Kevin. Oh boy. I don't know that in 2022 I did more than 190k damage to Eula. I did 200k with a Wonder set. Nice! No one here. Where's everyone in the world surfing gone? I guess the moon has always looked so desolate. So there's nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, bad news, buddy. Bad news. See? Wait, that's... Seems like they're not humans? And people said it's bad. I don't know why they call it bad, my dude. I mean, if you have enough damage, then it's good. I guess. Wonder said they say it's bad with Eula. Well, it depends. If you have enough damage, then you just could shut them up and just say, hey, I did good with these. I want to see your damage against any other set if you have one. Strange. Why do they feel familiar? Could it be back in the city of Quana? Okay, we're done. Come on. Sally, don't be afraid. Right, Sally, don't be afraid. Bronya told me fear will only rob people of their reason and throw them into a panic, so I mustn't be afraid. They did one meal with Eula normal set. Then I guess go ask them then. Because I'm thinking like, if they actually do that much, I would assume C6 Eula, C6 of her weapon, and then they have the set. Okay, I'm not alone and I can't give up. I'm just confused of these guys. It's like, oh yeah, we're doing one meal with the Eula's normal set, and it's like, okay, how many Eulas do you got? It's like, oh, it's nothing. It's only C6. So I'm saving from Mika and Eula rerun. Sure, I guess. And am I the only one here? The only one here what? Repair facility. Okay, you level up to level. I have C0 Eula. So, well, I don't have Eula at all, so maybe you're the only one? Ah, he's such an idiot, huh? The most familiar voice was suddenly heard again. I filled her with the joy of getting back something precious. Sari stood still tearfully awake at she was about to say. Before her eyes were limitless mind space. It was an environment Sally could not be more familiar with, but right now, the equally familiar figure was missing from the picture. Sally? Uh-huh. Bewildered when she looked around but could not locate the source of the voice. Sally, where are you? I can't see you. Don't worry, I'm right here. Sally, wait. Don't turn around now. Give me a moment. Aye. Sally turned around before the words are finished. Finally, what happened? Are you alright? I'm alright. How can you be? That's because you were in such a hurry and I wasn't ready. But you were gone for too long. I said I'm fine. I just ran into a tough guy and got stalled. Are you questioning me? There's nothing I can't handle. Silly? Ugh, why do you look at me? You're gonna cry. Fine, it's my fault. I shouldn't have shouted at you. No, I was just thinking how useless I am. Don't spout nonsense. The fact that you're standing here is already a feat. So, you really didn't encounter anything dangerous? Don't worry, Sally. I didn't encounter anything. But I can't help thinking. I gotta go, need to sleep. Okay, bye. If I were strong enough, I wouldn't have lost Sally, and I would have found Rania and the rest by now. And if enough, you really... Looks like you blame yourself for everything if I don't explain the situation properly. Let me tell you, something really strong and frightening took me away. It took so much effort just to find the opportunity to escape. It wasn't easy coming back to your side, so you should treat me In the next moment, she was wrapped in a warm embrace. So relieved that you came back safely. I'm back. After some time. So, Sally, you said you met a strong enemy. What happened? On my way here from the sanctuary, I couldn't sense anyone at all. Could that be related to the enemy you mentioned? Who knows? That fellow said that we are in the same kind. Same kind? That brought back unpleasant memories for her. Who's there? You slight joke. What do you drag me to? Come out, or I'll make you regret this. As expected, you're exactly like her. Enough about me or her. Who are you? I warned you one last time. Come out right now, or you'll pay the price and regret it for the rest of your life. What an impatient child. Are you alright? I'm fine. It's nothing. Anyway, since I'm here, we won't fall for word someone's trap again. That person said I'm a natural form and flattered us for no reason. Didn't you say you wanted to see me? I'm here just to fulfill your wish. It's very rare to see someone who's willing to share their body with a completely different soul. Perhaps you don't know how difficult it is to open your heart to each other. Really, I don't want to be your enemy. I just wanted to get along with you. Um... hmm. Anyway, that jerk pulled some strings and made me... Forget it. Anyway, after controlling me for a long time, she was finally distracted. I jumped on it and escaped, and soon connected with you mentally. Anyhow, you really won't understand how weird that person is. If she ever dares to appear before me again, I'll make sure she gets a taste of my true power. Shella hesitated before gripping the hands of the other tightly. Don't worry. As long as you're back, whatever happens, we can face it together. As long as you're back. Ah, yeah. Wait. What's wrong, Sally? Did you say that those friends of yours... So that's it. Sally, let's hurry down there. And so she found the answer. There was nothing, aside from a pitch black hole. That thick door that exerted terrifying forces attempted to fire everything that approaches it. Looking at how damaged the stone walls around was, it had definitely been some vicious battle in the past and present. Yet now, other than the black hole in the center, everything was gone as if it had never existed. This is... Fool! Fool! You wanna get sucked in too? Sarah stopped and stared her at everything before her in a daze. Fear and worry tickled her endlessly at heart, as if they were going to tear her apart. Fronya, we're in trouble this time. Oh, we finished chapter 33. God damn, finally. What can we talk to Kevin then? The heck? Oh, here it is. Wait, there you are. Okay, hold on. Something's weird happened right now. It says to talk to Kevin, but we don't have any clues to go there. The heck? Okay, let me get my rewards first. Okay, we need to go. Where to go though? Hmm. Where to go? Okay, so we arrived in here. Oh, there it is. We're just gonna go faster with this thing. Slower jump, huh? Okay. Oh, there it is. Investigate. Friend or foe, pick your side. For the past hundreds of thousands of years, humans have been slaughtering each other for each and every reason. Some say it was their nature, some say it was proof they were still in childhood. Regardless, when he went the last of his kind not too long ago, he still chose combat as his means of communication. Let's make this clear, Kevin. I surrender. But without you, she can possibly have trapped me temporarily like this. Maybe. Do you think we'd spoil her too much? If I stilled myself and took away the control of the body, she wouldn't have collapsed in this hole. That sounds ironic. Really, isn't the most ironic person this dummy named Fuhua? Always so earnest, always wanting to treat everyone seriously. And in the end, other than another dummy like Kiana, have we ever done anything good for her? Ah, old timer. If you only had done as I said before, you wouldn't have to suffer this torment today. You've changed. Have I? Alright, maybe a little. Think about it. When we first met, I genuinely thought that I have a fair chance against you. But thankfully, you wasted no time with words. If it were me, I would have mocked such an arrogant fool to no end. You're no fool. Otherwise, we will not be having this conversation. I'm the Hearse of Sentience after all. I can read the atmosphere and see that it's only you out of respect that you didn't leave immediately. Even so, she has already won a few hours for her friends, given the physical properties of the black hole. Just like how you faced finality in the past? That's fundamentally different, but you can compare it that way. They have much to do if they want to surprise finality like Project Stigma. What do you mean? Are you anticipating your own failure? Project Stigma is the worst project. I also fully believe in this statement. Huh, I got it now. In the end, you're just like an old timer. No offense, just expressing my thoughts. After all, I've long lost my interest in saving the world. No, Hercher of Sentience, you're also one of the kindlings. Huh? It's fine if you cannot understand. Think of it as the last influence on reality from 50,000 years ago. The discordant Honkai consciousness disappeared. The person who was born Herrscher, right now, what you can feel from the cocoon. Cocoon? What are you talking about? I see. Looks like Harry's concerns were not baseless. Hey, what exactly do you mean? I'm measuring your distance from origin, from finality's angle. Seems like you really stole the power of finality. Accurately speaking, Project Sigma hijacked finality. I'm only a part of it. There's a difference. Of course, in the past, chimerism allowed me to bear the center of Sigma. And by the same principle, it also determined that I was unable to become the key of finality. Her share of sentience, you possess Hua's memories. You should know, whether it's Su, Hua, or me, all of us are but a piece of the puzzle to complete the final project. Even though Su went against you under May's suggestion, back then we all lost our much needed composure. But you're right. Even so, we long for this false samsara to come to a complete stop in this era. After all, the stars cannot be arranged in one stroke. It was rumored that many years ago, a dying awakened once left a message for the Sixel Overseer, telling him to look for the only key needed to overcome Honkai. According to his calculation, he could shape the Bianca Durandal Ategina into that key after 32,874 unspeakable notes. In other words, in terms of probability, this was nigh impossible. But that awakened also said, in the end, Project Valuka finally found the only answer. This was not a baseless vision. It was not to glorify defeats either. Compared to Otto and Durandal, compared to the others who peripherally knew about this matter, the owner being beyond imagination would perhaps be able to understand the deeper meaning behind those words. Oh, come on. Stop with the loading stuff, man. God, I've already been here for like 3.5 hours. The newly born years lay in a fissure. He struggled to get up, then realized the river spree was on his left. He was in Berlin. He looked across the river to his south, where Great was. The thick smoke produced by the fire billowed back and forth, like mouth soaked in blood. The streets were filled with purple. Buildings and vehicles breathed in and out smoke sporadically like moribund people. It was high noon. Out of dark clouds, death was descending on Berlin. This outfit, what exactly happened here? The old outfit, huh? The OG outfit, if I remember correctly. It was Wolf's Dawn, right? Yeah. This device looks like... No, it can't be operated at all. In fact, it's just for show. Oh, we can't go that fast, huh? Well, we could bunny hop it. Oh, come on. Stop with the freaking cinematics, man. That figure is... Well, Joyce? Oh yeah, it is. What, Joyce? Okay. I think. Maybe. I'm just thinking like what Bronya think, and apparently she also thinks the same way. Okay, come on. Bunny hop it, bunny hop it, bunny hop it. Because she's so slow. She's already putting it there. Somehow, this place feels dangerous, but we don't have other clues. Needs to investigate. Hold on. Fire. A word merely 4 letters symbolizes grace good and grace evil. And in March 2011, the girl was caught in fire. Bronya, here, grab me. We should be safe here. Are you okay, Alexeyevna? Bronya is okay, Uncle Maxim. You better call me boss from now on. People in our line of work never know when they have to find a new master, and your new master won't appreciate being called uncle. Bronya, understand, boss Uncle Maxim. Well, that's the daughter of Alexei and Alexandra. Just as inflexible. Don't take this too hard. The place we've called home for years is a goner. Let's remember the moment for this place. This is before Bronya went to the orphanage? Bronya! Kiana? Thank goodness you're alright. I thought I saw you being dragged out by a fire. Hope that was an illusion. Bronya, when did you change into this outfit? Bronya isn't sure, but the fire you saw probably isn't an illusion. It's Bronya's memory. That was back in 2011. Bronya told Kiana what she had just experienced. That's what happened. Maybe Joyce's will help us and allow Bronya to find Kiana when she was trapped in memories. But listening to your account, be it this incident or our current situation, there's still plenty of suspicion, don't you think? Of course. Why does this place look like it moved 50,000 years ago? Why did Bronya turn into a sniper she was? And why did Bronya see Joyce's figure? Why could Bronya release Kiana from her dreams? What role does Hara play? Anyway, we have too many questions that can't be answered, and Bronya hasn't recovered her power as the Harsher of reason. Kiana, are you alright? My Harsher core is stable, and there's nothing wrong with my energy flow, but speaking of Hare, Kiana paused for 2 seconds. She thought about how she could describe her. I don't know why, but she comes off as chilling. Not like Otto or Kevin, but domineering, like Harsher of the Void. Harsher of the Void? That seemed very different. How do I put it? It's nothing to do with her personality or way of speaking. It's more about the threat her way of existence creates. It's hard to explain it this way too. Then let's start with the easier part, huh? Is that figure... Well, Joyce, here we appeared. Bunny hopping tutorial. Come on. Go, 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 go. Okay. All right, we're done for that one. So this is, yeah, I investigated a similar looking memory fragment and special structure. Then Kiana appeared. Does that mean this time May? Watch out, Kiana. May, Kiana, Bronya, did I hurt you? Of course not, but you're amazing. You don't need Bronya to help to break free from this restraint. It might be because those illusions weaken, but you said Bronya. That explains. It's the memory of the harsher of reason. May, what did you see? I saw someone, a dark-haired boy, being questioned by people in lab coats. What's your name? Where do you live? Which country are you from? But that boy only answered them with, who am I? If you have something to do with that memory, if you look like what the people at Entropy described, then I suppose he is well Joyce, the first sorcerer of reason. We also came here after his flickering figure. Despite this, we mustn't forget that we were put into this predicament again by Hare, or rather Project Stigma. Which is to say, everything we've been exposed so far could have been pinned by Hare? I don't know, but this time we must find her to flaw and countermeasure against our abilities, or she'll always have the upper hand. Yeah, and if we think ahead, seizing the initiative from Kevin would be just as difficult. Yeah, to fight the power of finality and exceed Project Stigma, we at least need to establish a stable connection with the scientists of anti-entropy and Sixshaw. About that, I've got a feeling that Walt had already made plans, but didn't divulge them for reasons. Already? About 1 or 2 years ago at least. Isn't that when we're still in Saint Freya? Kiana, do you mean May, Bronya, do you still remember the ghost battleship that Miss Himiko led us to capture? Of course. I tried to crack its master control but found it didn't have any passwords or restrictions. Miss Himeko was worried that it was a trap. Although my biochip did get jammed afterward, what happened in New Zealand proved that it wasn't directly related to the strange master control. In that case, the chains of event that followed was related to Cocolia. But that ghost battleship remained a mystery to us. I found a strange mail in the master control. Dear Kiana, greetings. We hereby return you to the battleship Selene after 14 years. You shall ascend to the throne and rule this world, but before that you will need to find 4 keys. Lightning of Conquest, Fire of Affliction, Storm of Desire, and Death of Tranquility. P.S. The password to the bridge is your birthday. We thought its sender wasn't malicious, just pretentious. I even said everything would become clear after flying the battleship to St. Freya, but in reality new problems arose incessantly, so we still haven't figured that battleship out. To be precise, Selene's engine that's been transferred to Hyperion is the work of Dr. Einstein and Dr. Tesla. However, they refuse to elaborate on the source of that mail. I think that might have something to do with the Enter-Entropy original plan. Original plan? That mail should be written by Dr. Tesla. This is pretty obvious if you eliminate those involved. Now it seems that Enter-Entropy was trying to help me seize all of Siren's herrscher power by drawing support from Selene. But after defeating Horsener of Dominance, nobody at Enter-Entropy brought it up again. Isn't that because we're over it? You're right, but what's bothering me is, why did they want me to harness the powers represented by these gems? The doctors aren't auto. They won't make a plan like this until just because they covered the powers Siren had. If we look at it that way, things do become suspicious. But Kiana, do you actually think the crux of this matter isn't Siren but finality? This is just a guess, but I can feel it can explain some strange things. Strange? When I first with the doctors, I constantly felt good from them. I initially thought this was due to my physical health, But until this day, that faint emotion still hasn't left them. Why did you ask them? I tried asking Dr. Tesla on the night I've left for Colliston. She admitted writing that letter, but said there's huge room for improvement for Ed to interpret his plan before we come to face with her share of finality. Dr. Tesla, why did she leave you hanging? She said, Kiana, you wouldn't want your teacher to read your unrevised essay in class, would you? It's the same thing. Well, on the bright side, this case Project Stigma isn't the only solution to our work. What? Is it funny for me to... is it funny for me to say that? No, I thought... Kiana, you're an idiot. You already did that with May. Yet you're freaking out about this now? Bronya? Bronya is as forgiving as ever. Okay, we can think about this after breaking free from Hara's control. We can't do anything about Kevin under this condition. Could this be why the first searcher of reason appeared before us? Bronya doesn't know. Might be more complicated. Anyhow, this is our only clue at present. Let's move forward cautiously. Oh god. Okay, come on. Let's go. Why we got left behind? The interference is here as well. That's odd. According to Raven, Hara isn't interested in her. Why is she? What's she towing us for? Hmm. Right, we need to hurry up. Almost reach a 4 hour of this thing. $369, that's not bad. Okay, we're good for now. I see. I came to you from a crack like this one, but this time Joyce didn't appear. Yeah, if that was really the will of Joyce, perhaps no other system was set into this memory. It's still worth examining as a clue though. Hey, happy birthday. Is this from Bronya? Your dad gave me this. Vlad dug it out of the last time he let me clean up. I think it made a nice birthday present for you. Thank you. Don't mention it. Alexa wanted to give us sculpture when he was young, and liked giving us novelties he collected even after joining the army. Back then I didn't think it hold any value. Who would have thought they'd become a collector's item today? Including this rabbit? Haha, of course not. If it's worth anything, we already traded it for food. Food expensive, Bronya knows. Kid, our life wasn't so difficult. Back then everyone is here by their blood to one country. We didn't fight each other and worry about being robbed by neighbors. The second eruption, it turned our motherland into a worthless graveyard. Sixshall abandoned us, the country abandoned us, and ultimately, we abandoned ourselves. Nobody wants decent work. People with weapons either become bandits or hired guns like us. What else can we do? We need to survive. Get it, Alexeyevna? We don't live a normal life. Nobody lives a goddamn normal life in Siberia. Is this Bronya's childhood? Sorry about this. Please don't. I grew up in Siberia. I lived there. It isn't easy either. Wait. Oh yeah, because yeah. Kiana was grew up in Siberia and lived there as well. Because of her mother. Uncle Maxim was my father Lexi's comrade and childhood friend. I don't know my parents. Ever since I can remember, Uncle Maxim has been taking care of me and teaching me how to survive the war. That's before you met Kokolia? Yeah, that was my 10th birthday. The next summer, Uncle Maxim, who was saving money to fix our house, was killed at work by a misfire. The one who shot him was a boy not much older than me and sent to border for the first time. Uncle Maxim's dad expanded. By winter, I had to make money somehow, and ended up meeting Matushka. Bronya. That was a long time ago. Bronya, the orphans, Matushka, Kokolia, and Uncle Maxim were all ordinary people in Siberia. There was nothing special about us. Think ice isn't frozen in a day. The problem of that land can't be resolved by individual efforts alone. Although Kiana's parents and Entropy saved countless lives, the social impact and secondary disasters resulting from the second eruption still destroyed the faith on that land. The state collapsed and war broke out. The orderly sub-area was reduced to heaven for outlaws. It'd take generations to restore normalcy to such a desperate place, if possible. Yet, Bronya only knows the chaotic side of my motherland. Compared to the older generations who watched their lives fall apart, Bronya considers my generations lucky. Even if we defeat Honkai, we still need to rebuild the world with everyone. Defeating Honkai is more like the first step of changing the world. If we want to change this imperfect world for the better, everyone constituting it must work together. As the Randa said, the world is a canvas whose beauty depends on the color of each of us paints on it. Yeah, the cursor of reason is the shared thought of 300,000 people. That must be a way. Alicia insisted that every flame chaser was indispensable. Okay, dwelling on the past isn't going to help us. We should go back to finding clues. Yeah. I think I need to stop there. You know what? I have 10 minutes. Let's see what we could get. Do I have to go this again? I have to return to Sanctuary first. Hmm. You know what? Oh god, this is so long. This thing haven't ended yet, by the way. This is still 3-4 or something like that. Like, this is a long time ago. This is from 29 December. And then I finished it on 23rd of February. And then first. So I literally need to fight these for the last one. And then get chapter 24. Other than that, we're probably just gonna finish this later on. But for now, I'll just let it be, okay? But I think that's it for me, man. I'm already tired. It's already three hours and a half, almost 4 hours anyway. Good lord, this is crazy. Even it's pink. Usually if it's pink, it means one thing. They're probably just gonna ask us to rest. Failed to load notices. Come on, man. I don't ask for notices. I'm asked for returnee stuff. Give me back my stuff. Ursula of Truth? Oh, yeah, because of... yeah. Leading the Virgins, Metamorphosis. The nurses show that Captain really needs some rest. Yeah, pretty much. I kinda need one. Okay, I need to check what happened with the dorm first. Oh, expedition's already done. I'm probably just gonna take that tomorrow. Supply. I can get them supply for that one. Bustling Holiday Symphony is like a month, so I need to fix this one done first again. But let me trying to put you on the part. Let me transition that real quick. There we go. And also going to the endings. I'm gonna go to the ending session after I actually check who I can raid. So let's see. Uh, for the last couple of minutes, I'm probably just gonna check who's we could, you know, who we could actually uh go for basically. You know what? Let's go. We don't have anyone in here. Okay. I hope it could. Yes, it could. Oh, thank God. Okay, I'm hoping that I'm still are in the right spot. As in, yeah. Still good. I'm still good. Okay, that's it for me. Merge the ending. There you go. That's it for me, guys. I'm already tired. 354, 355. I'm still going Genshin, but it's more like a daily. I'm just finishing my dailies and maybe just waste my resin a little bit before I'm actually going to sleep. Maybe finishing other gachas as well. But that's it for me for now. I'm gonna do stream again tomorrow. I don't know how long. Maybe 2 hours, maybe 3, maybe 4 like now. I'll try to finish those things as soon as possible. Maybe next time you're gonna see me playing Genshin instead. But that's it for now. I bid you adieu. Good night and bye-bye. Bye.